All right, I don't have anything pithy to go with this because there is no love in my eyes tonight. There is none. Do you see it? It is all gone. Just devoid of love. But of course, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for excuse me. Put respect on the month. It is February 5th, 2026. Of course, I am one of your hosts, Marcus Major Linux Summers. I'm joined this week and every week by Kevin Kev. It's your boy Kev in the building. Oh, wait. Try that again. In the building.
What's good, everybody?
There we go. And of course, we're joined by the garlicky of toast, the sunflowery of sovereigns. Sinziak is in the building.
Whole grain, but definitely all the butter.
All the butter. Well, gentlemen, we've got a jam-packed show to get through today. I do want to remind people, first off, hey, this channel and everything here on the Major Sauce Network is viewer supported. So, I mean, if products just happen to appear on the show that may cost a lot of money, just think of us. Think of us when you're looking to spend some hard-earned money on some independent journalism.
Yes.
The creators united will never be defeated. And
Indeed.
More of AI ruins everything.
Oh, yeah.
All that more on this week's episode of Tech Talk Thursday, starting with this blank screen. Because I reinstalled Windows last week and things aren't quite there. There we go. Starting with Western Digital unveils a massive 40 terabytes in hard drive form. You could have 40 terabytes of storage in one place. And again, I do want to remind people, viewer supported.
Yep.
Just apropos of nothing, just viewer supported.
Yep.
Of course, this is coming from tomshardware.com. Western Digital on Tuesday announced plans to extend its energy-assisted perpendicular magnetic recording technology to 60 terabytes, thus producing ePMR-based hard drives along with its heat-assisted magnetic recording HAMR for several years down the road to guarantee steady availability of high-capacity drives. The company intends to release its 40 terabyte Ultra SMR hard drive in the second half of this year, with its HAMR-based counterpart following in 2027. By 2029, Western Digital plans to offer 100 terabyte HAMR-based hard disk drives.
Nice.
Just imagine what we could put on, not even 100, not even 60, just 40 terabytes of hard drives.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the entirety of my setup on one drive alone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would ever need AWS ever again.
Godspeed the day, because that was also yikes this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost enough for Stardew.
Stop it.
It's almost like be like, can it run Crisis? Can it run Stardew?
Like that is in fact the meme and the message here.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Merge? West Coast in the building. 100 terabytes, that's almost enough for COD.
Almost enough for Titanfall.
Yeah.
Look, Titanfall is very small. Thank you. It's a very svelte package
Mm-hmm.
compared to other games. I'm just saying.
It was.
Let's not shoot Titanfall. It's out there, existing, living his best life, wishing he can get a sequel.
It's not gonna get a sequel.
I know. I don't need you to remind me every time.
I will.
I know you will.
Because you're gonna get the hoping, and you're gonna be like, nope,
I'm not.
don't hope anymore.
I can't anymore. Sadly, my one hope died.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. to Vince.
It's like living in a one horse town, and when the one horse is sick. Damn.
Shut it down. Now that the dreams are all done, let's get to the soul crushing part of the show, which is the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I promise, we will end on something good. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
ICE Observer says her global entry was revoked after an agent scanned her face. This is coming from Ars Technica. Minnesota resident Nicole Cleland had her global entry and TSA pre-check privileges revoked 3 days after an incident in which she observed activity by immigration agents, the woman said in a court declaration. An agent told Cleland that he used face recognition technology to identify her, she wrote in a declaration filed in the U.S. District Court for the District of Minnesota. Cleland, a 56-year-old resident of Richfield and a director at Target Corporation, volunteers with the group that tracks potential immigration and customs enforcement and customs and border patrol vehicles in her neighborhood. According to her declaration, on the morning of January 10th, she observed a white Dodge Ram being driven by what I believe to be federal enforcement, or quote, observed the white Dodge Ram being driven by what I believe to be federal enforcement agents and maneuvered behind the vehicle with the intent of observing the agent's locations, end quote. So you work at Target, huh? At the corporate office?
Mm-hmm.
Can we have some conversations, please? I mean, you seem like a good person. You out here tracking ICE.
I mean, that's true, but more often than not, what I've learned is that's probably above her pay rate.
I mean, but she a director, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, she's not directly giving millions of dollars to the ballroom.
Mm-mm. Oh, that's.
Which, did you hear the excuse somebody gave for giving money to the ballroom? Oh, it was Jensen. Did you hear Jensen's excuse?
Ciao.
It's going to be a monument that many people will be able to enjoy.
You mean the rich ones?
I shouldn't have watched that Gamers Nexus video. And the sad thing was, it was like a trailer. It's like a 17-minute trailer for what he was about to do.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, damn it. Why? But thank you.
Uh-huh.
Cleveland said that she, quote, she could, quote, discern no reason why the agent stopped me other than the fact that I was following him. But on January 13th, she received an email notification that her global entry and TSA pre-check privileges for passing through airport security were revoked, she said. Cleveland said the revocation appears to be a form of intimidation and retaliation.
Couldn't have seen that one coming.
So on top of this one, I did see an article earlier today or just before the show that apparently Ron Wyden, I think this is his name, Ron Wyden, had kind kind of asked DHS, like, hey, are y'all collecting a database of people who are following you? I'm gonna need you to answer that question, which they're not gonna get that answer. I swear, like one day people will be like, you know what? I know this is illegal, but I'm gonna stop crying out that it is. Maybe we should change tactics.
Yes.
I had another
Agree.
another thought about that, but I'll get to that in a second. But I'm sorry.
I'm still writing the fine line of empathy for why people do that, and also why people are just like, yes, but they also know that. So,
Like I said, look,
and it's just one of those things where I am unfortunately aware of exactly why people point that out and why people also point that out.
but it's the thing of like, look, they've been doing it for about a year. It's like at a certain point when you see it happen at least like, I don't know, 5 times in a week, like 3 months in, you stop asking that question. You stop saying, oh my God, will somebody stop this? This is clearly illegal and unconstitutional.
I guess it depends on who that is. Who's saying, like first of all, there's always a disclaimer about like the people who say those, like the types of people who are saying those things and all of that I'm always going to have. But I will also say, as a person who it still feels relatively recent for me to see the world with the lights and shadows and everything in between that I currently do, in the like with the clarity that I do, it took a while of looking at things and being like, wow, it really be like this for real.
Well, no, it's
and all of that. And I think there are some people who are having that moment, but just out loud when they're just like, this isn't right, or isn't somebody supposed to step in at some point and be like, hey, this is kind of fucked up and we should stop doing it. And it's kind of like, oh baby, here we are. Like you were having to see this undone in real time. This is how this thing always functioned, and now you were seeing it without all of the glitz and the glamour and the tapestries around it. I am so sorry.
I don't know. So this isn't me like, man, yeah, capitalism be like that. No, for me, it's like, no, this one man and his administration. Like, it was one thing if it was being done in our, like they were playing in our faces. But this is them not doing that. This is them just like, no, we just doing this. Like, fuck hiding it. We're just doing this.
This is happening whether you want it or not. And,
it's like, this isn't be like, yeah, Obama bombed Libya. Fuck that guy. This is like, oh no, they are literally robbing a bank and just shooting the middle finger to the cops and just walking away, and the cops aren't doing anything.
Right. You go from we're doing things and we're not talking about it to now we're doing high crimes and misdemeanors in 4K.
Yeah. Like,
and it's just like you
we
have
go from
to
School of Americas to fucking Schoolhouse Rock. I'm like, oh,
and not talk about that as being given, and you're just like, yeah,
we just doing this now. Okay, so we've gotten to that part. We're not that part, and it's like, I can forgive people for not understanding. Almost every U.S. president has committed war crimes and have not been tried for them. Right. I can forgive people for that part. It's the literally not listening to federal judges, even the judges you appointed, when saying, hey, we're sending people to another country. Don't do that. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all out of fucks to give. We're doing it anyway.
It is you completely and utterly flouting the law. It's like you're basically saying like, I'm doing it anyway. I don't care.
Yeah, like that part is like, okay, yeah, like, come on. Like, we're all watching this in 4K. How are you just still be like, man, this is illegal?
As if we don't know what as if we don't know what high crimes and misdemeanors look like. Like,
how can they be doing it?
they are.
I know you're not ready
And
for the
unfortunately,
capitalism
because, like,
conversation yet, but
Right.
and like the thing that's really sad in these cases, right? The thing that we're talking about, like the very real thing we're talking about, is some people are just like, how is this happening? And it's one of those, I really hate to have to say it to you like this, but with the full backing of the state.
yeah. It's like, this is what we were talking about under Biden, but y'all didn't want to listen. Now this shit's happening here, right in front of your faces. Like, yo, because we didn't stop it over there, it came here. Normally when people talk about Imperial boomerangs, it's like very, very silent. We don't see that shit. Like, now you're just getting smacked in the face of the, man, how could this happen? Because you didn't move.
Mm-hmm.
You threw
Right.
it didn't move.
Right.
You weren't prepared. This is why you getting caught off guard, get smacked in the face every 2 fucking days.
Because you were so like caught up into the fact that it wasn't. Oh, it was supposed to happen to them. It's not supposed to happen to us, and it's like it's happening to you.
Oh, you mean like regular police brutality?
Yeah. It was like it was the whole thing of like, oh, this is not a lesson to learn.
The fact that that post was made in fucking 4K on social media, like,
Yeah.
you had the balls to say you want to go back to the old forms of fucking police brutality. What?
Right. And to which the community came together with one voice, one sound, and said, "Fuck off." All of your forces forms of income, all of it gone. All of it.
What the
Yeah.
Shut up.
So that's why I was like, that's what I was saying. Shutting up is free. Not speaking about movements you have no idea to talk. You have no idea, nor do you care. Is free.
Ruin, welcome
You
to the
don't
show. Sphinx, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Ruin,
You know, it's like,
to address your comment there, this is what happens when you
Right.
show up late, because I did start off with a good story.
we had good stories. You
I
just
started
came
with a
in-
good
always-
one, and if you stay to the end, you'll get another one.
Right. So you just gotta wait.
You gotta wait to the end for a little treat.
Yeah.
Well, I do promise there is another good one in the middle.
There's, yeah.
There's a good one in the middle. It actually brought my family together, and I'm really happy about that one. But yeah, and again, I feel like these conversations go back to where a lot of the anarchists are like, this is why when you go to like, nobody should take pictures of people that, like, actually, as a matter of fact, that's when I saw this article. People, this is why people should take pictures of protests. Like, no, you idiot. I'm not going to kowtow to the fucking capitalists and hide my identity. No, fuck that. They should be beaten to a fucking pulp for doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to take a photo, post it online, and not have to worry about that. But guess what?
Right.
The capitalists who control the fucking politicians that y'all keep relying on to save us keep funding this shit. Join me in fighting against all of this. That way we can post pictures on social media and say, look at the awesome things we're doing, and not have to worry about the fucking slave patrol showing up at your fucking house.
Right, because you should be like, because I mean, if you're like mad about, well, we're protesting, okay, but you shouldn't also be mad about being in like mutual aid, doing mutual aid or community outreach. Like, would you be scared to have somebody see you doing any of that? You're not at Coachella. You're not at Burning Man. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you afraid of somebody having a picture of you?
Stand on fucking business, stand on your chest. Look, we got to make sacrifices, baby.
Right. So if you're not, you know, willing to like stand in the gap and stand flat-footed and say, yeah, I don't agree with this, and I don't want this to happen, blase bop boop skip. I think it's like it's very short sighted for you to be like, yeah, I don't, don't think we should be taking pictures of at protests. And I'm like, you shouldn't be afraid to do anything. What do you mean? What do you mean?
There's security in numbers, and unless you join, they ain't gonna be that security for you, my guy. I don't know.
I mean, the only reason why you should be afraid to get your picture took is if you hanging out with that man. If you was hanging out with that man, and if you not, I don't think you should doing anything else. Should be fine. I mean, that's pretty much what I think.
Speaking
like,
of,
I understand some of these things as a matter of security. So there,
yes,
I guess there is
an OPSEC portion. There is an OPSEC part of it, but if it's only like you show up to protest to make your voice heard and you hide your face, and the only thing is like, oh, I just don't want to be on a database. Maybe fight the fascist powers that are putting your face in a database.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean,
because and real talk, you don't got to be at a protest to be at a protest. Like,
because a lot of people are like, don't post pictures of protests. Or the next people are like, why isn't anybody doing anything?
Like, why are
you told us
at protest?
You told us not to take pictures, damn it.
So, I mean, I'll talk about that too for a second. So I'm usually on the side of, hey, if y'all are doing things that you know are like you have an effort you're trying to make, you have a thing you are trying to do, you're usually trying to keep yourself out of the hands of the state and this fuck ass carceral system for as long as possible. So that means you can't be out here for the photo ops, right? Like we know that much at least. So there's that. Now, with that being said, dear everybody online, if you know that people are doing things that are going to put them in the crosshairs of people who have walked up and took, and have shot medical workers and a random woman in her little suburban minivan while she was trying to turn in the middle of the road. Why are you asking me to give you photo proof that I went somewhere, did something to upset all this shit, when you already know what they're doing to people who are just commonly going to Home Goods and the grocery store?
Yes.
I need the synapses to close. I need you to work on it. Figure it out. Drink some water. Have a fiber supplement. Make that happen. That is part.
I mean, I will be glad that it's not so much the conversation has shifted from why am I not seeing any protest about it to why go to a protest? It doesn't matter. It's not changing anything.
So,
which I will say, have you gone to one?
Well, there are two things, right? Yeah. It's one of those, it's not changing anything, first of all. Baby, the people who are doing the things that need to be done aren't running Broadway productions. Like, what are we talking about? For one, and for two, I feel like some people who say that don't know how much worse things would be if they didn't do it.
Right.
And you truthfully don't want to find out.
Right.
If you don't, and it's one of those things of if you don't know what's happening when people go down to the function, to quote, to add to what Major just said, right? If you don't know what's happening because these people have gone down to the function, then maybe you should have been there. And if you're not going to go, then maybe we just sit there, shut up and eat our food, drink our water, and fund the effort if you're not going to go. Thank you so much.
I forgot what the fuck I was going to say. Damn. That was perfect on its own. I guess that's on me. Damn.
Just
the nigga was too stunned to speak.
so I'm just like move, silence yourself and move. But it's that same kind of chronic thing that I regularly have to talk to people about when they're just like, where are the people who are talking about this? And I'm very quick to say this: the people I follow don't deal with that nonsense. So of course I either saw a thing because the people that I follow have certain habits, lines of thought, general views on the world, politics, and all this other stuff that surface things to me, right? So that's where that information comes from. It's kind of like, how come I don't see any of these things about how it's improving the lives of these people? Maybe you would if you followed people who cared about them. Like, y'all don't. You're wondering how these protests are helping conditions for marginalized people, but you don't like marginalized people. You don't follow marginalized
Well,
people. You aren't friends with marginalized people. I don't know what to tell you on Black History Month, except for you might know more about how these things are helpful or are useful to Black people if you fuck with Black people like that, but you don't.
talk to
And that's
him.
fine. And that's fine, but also shut up. You're telling on yourself. It's a self-report and it's loud. We didn't ask for it.
Yep.
So there's that. There's that for one. And then the other thing there is, some of y'all might need to consider that maybe you would, again, because we're gonna quote Major here, and with a dash of Kevin. If you went outside, if you touched some grass, if you got in the field, you might be aware of some things. So get in the field. Leave. Go outside. Like, do something small. Purchase a whistle.
Shit, they're giving them away for fucking free.
They will give you a pack of 100 for free to give to your
Yes.
friends and neighbors.
Yes. Training, everything.
Tap into your inner Too Short and say, blow the whistle. Blow
Right?
the whistle.
But like, other than that, just like this whole thing of being like, if I don't see it or if it's not in my immediate purview, it somehow doesn't exist. I understand that there are some people who deal with object permanence issues, and I am not speaking to those people when I make this statement.
Thank you.
I need y'all to act like the rest of the world exists because you can't, like, even though you can't see it. People are doing things, and some of those people who are doing things because they care and they are impactful, whether people see them or not. Also, all of the people that y'all are cheering for are usually people who have also done years of work that haven't been seen or called out or recognized until the moment that they cross your screen on Instagram. And quite frankly, if most of the information that you're getting is via social media because you have no other connection to the human beings around you on any other level except for that, and maybe the one Netflix account you share with 3 other people, you need to fix that.
Reach out and touch somebody.
Somebody's hand.
Yeah.
Make
So
this world a
I
better place.
feel like this stuff is, I feel like not only is this stuff not hard, but I imagine for people like Kevin and Major and other people who are like, who have had to weigh several layers of risk to do a whole bunch of things. It's exhausting to have to tell people just because I didn't come over here and give you a laundry list of every single action I took that day doesn't mean the actions aren't happening. There's a
Right.
reason. If I haven't mentioned it to you, there's a reason I haven't and I can't. And it's because the things that we're doing potentially could put people in danger if people are informed about things at the right or at the wrong time. Shut up.
that part.
Indeed.
So,
Then
yeah.
again, if some of y'all knew more about the principles of shutting the fuck up in the first place, we wouldn't be here. So there's that.
Wow.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
So yeah, I'm saying that for like 5th time. Jesus. So yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, let's not worry about, hey, maybe you shouldn't be seen. Like, no, how about we just tear down the institutions and the systems that created this in the first place? That way, you know, you can do your First Amendment right. You can sit there and protect your community and not have to worry about the backing of the fucking state being like, you know what? Maybe you just don't get pre-check now.
Yeah. For just, for civil disobedience.
And people sit there and love to sit there and, like, especially in Black History Month, they would love to talk about MLK. Like, oh, he was so peaceful. That man was the most hated man in America.
Man, that man saw what you did and said, "I'm going to test that theory. I'm going to put my life on the line to basically show you, to hold a mirror to the country and say, you know, do what you are." Picked Birmingham, went across the Penn's Bridge to show what these people were, because again, they tried it in Albany, Georgia, and Albany was like, yeah, you guys gotta leave. We're not gonna make a scene, but we're just gonna scoop you out, and there you go. All right, bye.
I got exactly two thoughts for y'all on that. Thought number one, every time someone says that, I'm just like, I know y'all didn't read that man's letter from Birmingham jail.
Yeah.
The second thought is, and yet for all of that, assassinated still. So
Assassinated still, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Sing says, you don't become that hated being peaceful.
No.
And again, like, and Kev brought up something too that I love to tell people who are like, you know, like, especially when we talk about communism, especially when I talk about communism and socialism, it's like, well, it failed in those other places. It's not going to work here. So, well, see, the thing that you keep looking at is what happened over there at that time.
Mm-hmm.
See, like you said, when MLK went to Georgia, they didn't make a C. So where did they go? They went somewhere else.
Birmingham.
Where they
went somewhere else. Birmingham.
So it's like the tactics do not work in the same places at the same time or at different times. What happened in the Soviet Union was not what happened in China, was not what happened in Vietnam, it's not what happened in Cuba, it's not what happened in Burkina Faso, it's not what happened in any of the Sahel nations, it's not what happened in South Africa, it's not what happened in Brazil, it's not what happened in fucking Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me, I forgot. It's not what happened in Haiti. It's sure shit not what happened here. Because everybody want to talk about the great emancipator. Emancipate my ass. That motherfucker was a bigot too. I was like, you know what? We could just send him to some dirt patch and call it a day. We only became free because of the fact that they realized we were a tool. We were a weapon to be utilized against the South.
We were contraband. Mm-hmm. Contraband. We were spoils of war, which broke the economic value of the South, because the South was doing on agrarian labor, which still is, and was agrarian and like textiles.
I still can't believe. I still can't believe in 2026 somebody had the audacity to be up in my TikTok and be like, slavery happened everywhere else. It wasn't just a racial thing. Luckily, the comment section came in. The rest of the comment section came through and said, imagine on a post where a black man was telling a white man not to come into a black man's post and try to lecture him about black issues. You doing the same shit right now.
Imagine.
Speaking of more state-related things, I figure while I'm here, I'm gonna get this all out. Imagine putting a post up about the Imperial Boomerang, as I was ranting about earlier. And instead of talking about the nearly 300 Palestinian journalists who were killed over the past 3 years, they focus on Don Lemon being arrested. So it's like, I wasn't even talking to you bigots, and you bigots showed up. Y'all could have sat this one out. But y'all like, nah, he took a part of the protest. I mentioned that man's name once or twice in the beginning of a 5-minute video. That's where y'all stopped to talk about the FACE Act. which, if I'm not mistaken, check my notes here. Oh, ICE is currently ignoring.
Mhm.
Hey, y'all good with that, huh? And then naturally, I got a comment. So, oh, but what about the journalists that Biden put away? Okay. Oh no, like Biden in January 6th. If there were journalists that were arrested on January 6th for covering January 6th, they should not have been arrested. However, I've not heard of any journalists being arrested on January 6th. Maybe a whole bunch of conservative podcasters and content creators who are not journalists, as much as y'all really want them to be.
Can I just ask it's just this thing that's just really exhausting sometimes about people being like, well, what about this or what about that? And it's not to say that these things don't need to be considered sometimes, but the times that people choose to bring it up feels a lot like me going to Kevin and saying like, hey, Kevin, you just now did a thing that I felt some kind of way about. It hurt my feelings. I would appreciate it if you didn't. And Kevin being like, well, you still haven't said anything to me about this thing that happened about 2 years ago and some change. Like, when the temperature was like 40 degrees outside in the middle of October. And I'm just like, did you tell me at that time that that was a problem? But also, I feel like we are both on the same page that if that was a problem and you had let me know that that was an issue for you, I would have apologized about that without a problem. What are we doing here? And so it's we're the deflection for what? For what reason? What are we doing that for?
It's weird.
And also, like, and it's weird because it's the same, and I know how much you love them, Major, but I'm going to reference them, and I do apologize. This thing with people looking at more left-leaning and in some cases Democrat people and being like, well, how would you feel if we did this because we found out that your candidate was doing such and such and so and so, and everybody just looked at them and it's just like, then clap them the fuck up too. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, like
you just was like, the thing that we just said was wrong over here is also wrong if you do it over there too. Clap them the fuck up. Wait, what?
Oh, Bill Clinton and Epstein are like, okay, clap his ass up. Like, what are we doing?
So like if he was in the like, okay, well your boys over there, like your boys over there hanging out with the bad people. So now what? Oh, okay, well both of them can just like I would just add them to the wood chipping pile. What are we talking about?
You probably let Hunter Biden get away with it, and I'm like, no, jail. Got a case? Make it happen.
And honestly speaking,
I mean, look, I'm all about abolition, but I mean, look.
Speaking from
pedos just get buried immediately,
I'm
alive.
Speaking from my own, and so respectfully, if you are supposed to be on this side of things where I'm at, and I find out that you are out here doing some egregious shit, I'm gonna make sure that you're the first in line.
Yeah, exactly,
because not only is that like morally offensive, but that's betrayal. Like you've got to be the first person to go, and I want to make sure to deliver you those hands personally. The other ones can be addressed to whomever it may concern. So that's the thing that always bothers me about like deflection is like these. Well, what about when this person did this? If I had known about that when it happened, I would have said the exact same thing I'm telling you now. So the fuck, what did you think was going to happen? I mean, I feel like, when you know somebody deeply and personally, obviously, you don't want to believe terrible things about them, or you want to give them grace where grace can be applied about things. But some stuff is just kind of like, let's just say my personal experience is that I've had I've had more than one situation where I like straight up pulled up on a person because I'm like, hey, right? So you know that this is on my list of things that will get you immediately clapped up or cut off. And I just found out that you were in the mix of this. So I'm going to give you, out of respect for our many years of friendship, 10 seconds to explain yourself before I come through the screen. When we said the hands, all of them are rated E for everybody. We meant that shit.
It's just, yeah, people are fucking weird on the internet. Like, really, go fucking touch grass. Just do some. Like, I thought I
As
was
the kids say,
chronically
move
on
around.
Lyme, but shit.
As the kids say, move around.
Jump, jump, jump up to get down.
Find something safe to do.
All right, enough politics.
Ha!
You know, see, we can be funny here. We can be funny. Notepad users take note. It's time to check if you've been hacked. This is coming from Ars Technica.
I read that and rolled my eyes so hard I almost sprained something because ain't no fucking way. Notepad Notepad?
Plus.
They coming for y'all through Notepad?
Plus. Yep. Unfortunately, Notepad suffered a supply chain hack where malicious code was kind of inserted into the whole supply chain. So it was built into Notepad++. Nobody was aware of it for a while. They believe it was state sponsored. Naturally, fingers are being pointed at China. So yeah. I would say go check and make sure if
You ever just had this what are we doing moment? Because I feel like that's the moment I'm having now. What are we doing? Because once again, not them. Notepad++.
Sphinx, I think that's a C++ reference or an object-oriented programming reference. When you put plus after a variable, it increases the value by 1. Sorry. Couldn't help it. A lot of people install Notepad++ by default with new builds too, like Ninite. I can't remember how to pronounce that and shit.
Ninite.
I have, unfortunately, Notepad++ installed on my work laptop. I don't know if it's vulnerable, and I can't I should probably go and uninstall it. But yeah, like, it's a bummer.
Yeah, I've just never used it. I was just like, I seen it. I was like, I mean, what could I use more than like regular Notepad when I just use Notepad?
I like the tabbing of it, and like you could just like it did code parsing and stuff. It was was more advanced than Notepad. It still technically is more advanced than Notepad. It's that Notepad now requires you to sign, or it doesn't require you, but they would like for you to sign in so you can use Copilot.
So, like, the thing about Notepad++, I haven't used it in years, but when I used to use it, the thing that, like, the big feature that it had at the time, all of a decade ago, was it was the syntax highlighting. Because I didn't want the whole IDE environment that Macromedia or like Macromedia or the Adobe products that eventually spawned from it.
Dreamweaver.
I didn't want those. I just wanted hey, can you highlight where these brackets are, where these parentheses are, and when I use like common function names. And it was my default for like a good 5 to 7 years. Merge, you see me. So like it was exactly that. I feel betrayed.
So yeah, if you are using Notepad++, I did not see if there was a way to detect if you were vulnerable, but you can, if you still trust Notepad++, you can go and download the newer versions and should be avoid. You should be able to avoid the issues, but yeah.
If you see a homie in the streets, pour one out for a real one, I guess.
How long has it been out? Notepad plus plus or the vulnerability?
I think the vulnerability is what we're talking about here.
Let's see. Notepad plus plus said the officials with the unnamed provider hosting the update infrastructure consulted with the incident responders and found that it remained compromised until September 2nd. So is it 6 months? It's compromised for 6 months. Notepad plus plus, that's been out. That's a good question. November 24th, 2003. Publication date November 25th, 2003. So many words, so many salads. So yeah, homie's been around for 23 years, and I think it's gonna be a while before, like, because it does seem like it wasn't so much like Notepad plus plus got hacked, but where it was being hosted, there were some issues that got introduced. So hopefully the trust with Notepad plus plus can be restored. But of course, like, there are other apps like Atom that you can probably use. I know Atom used to be very heavy back in the day, but I've looked at it recently and it seems like it's a little bit lighter. I know a lot of these other text editors and like pseudo IDEs like VS Code tend to be all AI heavy, AI focused now. I think Atom is still good. Takala mentioned Codemium, which is the open source version of VS Code that strips out a lot of that AI stuff. Look, Merge, when you get complacent, damn. That sucks, Ruin. Yeah, so what happened with Notepad plus plus, it's unfortunate. Hopefully they can get that goodwill back, seeing as it wasn't necessarily at the code level, but at the infrastructure level. But you know who is going to get some shit because their shit was hacked? Substack. There are two platforms that I tell people that you should get off of. Number one is Twitter. Number two, Substack. This comes up at Gadget.com. Substack CEO informs users of a data breach. The newsletter platform only just became aware of the hack, which happened more than 3 months ago. In an email posted on Blue Sky, Substack CEO Chris Best, that it looks like Christ, but I know that. No. Tell this man what his name is. It ain't Christ. Your name ain't Christ.
Yeah, that reminded me of like an old school meme. I haven't heard from those girls in a minute. I hope they're prospering.
Mr. Best, Substack CEO Mr. Best, said the company became aware of the breach on February 3rd, which involved a, quote, unauthorized third party to access limited user data without permission, end quote. While internal metadata was also shared in the hack, Best said that credit card numbers and other financial details were not. No passwords were obtained either. As well as apologize to Substack users, the company CEO also said in the email that the security vulnerabilities have now been addressed. Quote, we are conducting a full investigation and are taking steps to improve our systems and processes to prevent this type of issue from happening in the future, end quote. Best added that there is no evidence that any of the stolen data is being, quote, misused, but advised that affected account holders to be wary of suspicious emails or text messages they may receive. Your homies at T-Mobile need to have a... No, don't wish that on the good people who use T-Mobile, unfortunately. So again, users and writers on Substack. Not only should you just not be on Substack because they platform and fund Nazis.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like holes in software may not be a good look either. All the info is already out there. Is there anything else left to leak?
Mm-hmm.
T-Mobile will find something.
This is true.
User blowback convinces Adobe to keep supporting a 30-year-old 2D animation app. This is coming from Ars Technica. On Monday, Adobe announced... I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. It's just kind of like... It's kind of like, oh, a blowback. No, it's kind of like Chernobyl, but go ahead.
On Monday, Adobe announced that it would stop allowing people to sell subscriptions to Animate on March 1st, saying that software had served its purpose. People who already had a software license would be able to keep using Animate with technical support until March 1st, 2027. Business had until March 1st, 2029. Per an email sent to customers, Adobe also said users would lose access to Animate files and project data on March 1st, 2027. Animate costs $23 a month. After receiving backlash from animators and other users, Adobe reversed its decision on Tuesday night. In an announcement posted online, the San Jose, California headquartered company said, quote, we are not discontinuing or removing access to Adobe Animate. Animate will continue to be available for both current and new customers, and we will ensure you continue to have access to your content. There is no longer a deadline or date by which Animate will no longer be available. Now, this is where I want to tell people we really need to fight back against these subscriptions. Like, eventually, at some point in our lives, we will get back to owning software again, owning our digital content.
Yeah, I was never on that side of subscription. Once Office 360 was a thing, I was like, this will not bode well.
I mean, look, it does make things easier because it's like, hey, for $10 a month, I could get Office as opposed to spending $300 on it.
But you realize,
yeah, again, please don't be that guy that I already had to sit there eviscerate on Mastodon today. I know there is a solution for those of us who know. But for everybody else, it is not that simple.
And what do you always say? Our job is to inform and get them people off of it. The only way to break bad systems is to encourage people to get on the open source. Yes, it's hard. But guess what also is? When they pull the rug out from under you, you learn it now or you learn it later. Either way, you're gonna have to learn it.
Fine. Yeah,
See,
I imagine Adobe would have gotten away with this too if it wasn't for the fact they were like, oh, you know those access to those files you got? Yeah, you won't be able to access them no more.
Yeah, because
that was like, no.
Because I know the difference. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be like have them open source, have to do them OOD files, and then have to be like, is that the same as a doc file? I know what it's like. But trust me when I tell you this, you'd be better off all the same.
Look, I mean, if it's as simple as installing LibreOffice or OpenOffice, sure.
Yeah.
But telling somebody, hey, Graphene OS is so much secure, you should use that instead of an Apple device, and telling that to person on street,
Right. Which I get.
yeah,
But
that was my argument. Yes, I understand there are more secure things, letting them know, but for right now, right now, and we'll get to this, I don't know. Apple is kind of the best thing going for a lot of people, given the myriad of issues Apple has.
right. Because that's what I say, like, but I always say, you stay ready.
Also, I noticed that story isn't on here. Why is it not?
That's funny.
Why isn't it on here, actually?
I don't like this. What am I doing? I think that came through the flurry of news stories that showed up early, like showed up yesterday, and I kind of lost track.
Yeah. But that's why I'm like, that's why I was like, one of the peoples that I knew the most was a person that I, at the behest of my mom, had to basically pull aside and say, you cannot use Office 360 for this, because at that time Office 360 was in when had those cards with the keys on it, and you basically just gave somebody a key, basically like almost like a Roblox key card at this point, and then just say, hey, figure it out the best way you know how, and it's like, but also pay like an exuberant amount of money for that key, and then continue to pay that money, when I could be like, give me, girl, $10 on a service call, and I'll put $10 and I'll put open office on there for you. What you want? I got you. And I did, and we've been good ever since.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip that in right there. So yeah, all right. Going back to stories in which, hey, maybe the best solution right now is not, fuck it. I had it and I lost it. From 404 Media, FBI couldn't get into Washington Post reporter's iPhone because it had lockdown mode enabled.
Mm-hmm. That's what should.
Now I'm wondering also if this reporter still has a job, given other news from today, but
doubtful, but
oh boo. Now I wish I'd known that this one was pay. I might go and find a better article. For why do you do this?
Yep.
I understand you need to get paid, but why?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much the gist of it is, as you can see, with lockdown mode enabled, the FBI could not get access to that Washington Post reporter's phone, who apparently they were trying to investigate because she may have had connects with a government contractor that was potentially giving her information about the federal government that they did not want to get out. And again, as I have stated and made it very clear today, given the myriad of faults that Apple as a company has in the past, currently, and in the future, if I had to choose a phone off of the shelf, given everybody's track record, given what I know about the software, I'm going to go with Apple every time. There's so many, for as locked down as that ecosystem is, if you let it, if you embrace Apple into your life and into your heart forever, it will forever lock down your ecosystem and keep you safe and secure, allegedly. But again, I'm not hearing shit like this from any other phone manufacturer, from any other software company. We just found out last week, if I'm not mistaken, that fucking Windows just puts your BitLocker key on OneDrive unencrypted and will just hand your encryption key to federal law enforcement if you didn't lock it yourself. I'm just saying, yes, I understand there are better options. Graphene OS sitting right there. But the people that I talk to, the people I know, they're not about to sit there and buy a whole new phone just to do all it is, just to go extra secure. When all I need to do is just keep the fucking feds out of my phone. Palantir, that's something else, and I'm pretty sure Palantir can get past graphene. Like, as long as your phone is on the internet, period. And I'm here to tell you, while you're tuned in to status, while I'm playing game, Merge says that Apple will do the same in certain circumstances. Any of the convenience features where iCloud can reset a password or key is open to the same. Oh yeah, most definitely. Like again, the most secure device you could ever have is just not one. And yes, you can take certain steps. But again, if I'm at a Best Buy and I'm like, I need a phone. And you know, people like, look, law enforcement is wild in these streets. I've yet to see anybody write a story, even on an Android heavy site, say, oh, my Samsung Galaxy S22 kept my data secure from the feds.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, sure, lockdown mode, that's something you got to opt into.
Mm-hmm.
But for most people, like, look, as long as you are not using Face ID on your phone or Touch ID, if you still got older devices, or face unlock or fingerprint on Android because they don't have fun marketing names.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're not using biometrics, you keep them feds guessing. I mean, I don't know what Samsung Knox has got or what that tensor chip and the pixels do. But I can say, like, there's been multiple reports from multiple sources that have kind of pointed out, look, damn, they keeping people locked out of iPhones. But I will always recommend VPNs. Don't use Face ID or Touch ID. Turn on some extra settings on your iPhone if you need to. Again, adjust your security according to your little threat matrix. Some people may not need any of this. I don't know who those people are. I would rather you turn everything on. Verify anybody you talk to. Stop using iMessages. Switch over to something like Signal. But everybody does have to kind of assess their own strengths and weaknesses when it comes to operational security. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of people on either side of the spectrum are operating based on fear. And we should stop doing that. Who's ready to hear from more CEOs? Oh, by the way, good news. That's good news, by the way. This Apple story, good news. The Pinterest CEO rebukes, fires obstructionist employees who created a tool to track layoffs. How dare you keep track of the people who are leaving this company? This is coming from, of all places, CNBC. Pinterest CEO Bill Reddy rebuked staffers who created an internal tool to track layoffs at the company and fired those involved. Yes, it is the CNBC logo now. They've gone through a whole ass rebrand. Quote, healthy debate and dissent are expected. That's how we make our decisions. But there's a clear line between constructive debate and behavior that's obstructionist. That came from Reddy, who said at a company-wide meeting last week, according to audio obtained by CNBC. For those who do not know, Pinterest announced that on January 27th that it will lay off less than 15% of its workforce and cut back on office space as part of a broader restructuring aimed at directing resources towards artificial intelligence projects. Because that's what you come to Pinterest for. Fake shit. Instead of homey craft things that you would, you know, like, oh, I would like this thing. This idea, this is a cool idea for a space or a craft that I was going to work on. The company said it expects the layoffs will be complete by the end of September. Several Pinterest engineers then created an internal software tool to try and quantify the layoffs. Pinterest fired the engineers on Friday. The person said it's unclear how many employees were let go. Reddy defended the moves at an all-hands meeting on Friday, saying Pinterest was facing a, quote, critical moment in the industry. Employees should consider a job elsewhere if they're, quote, working against the direction of the company, end quote, and disagree with its mission. A Pinterest spokesperson confirmed the engineer incident in town hall meeting, but declined to comment on the firings. Quote, after being clearly informed that Pinterest would not broadly share information identifying impacted employees, two engineers wrote custom scripts improperly accessing confidential company information to identify the locations and names of all dismissed employees and then shared it more broadly. This was a clear violation of Pinterest policy and of their former colleagues' privacy. After this article was published, several Pinterest employees contacted CNBC and disputed the company's characterization of the incident. Pinterest fired the engineers after they posted instructions showing how to prompt the company staff directory to show who was laid off. The employee said Pinterest's claim that the engineers created custom software was inaccurate and said the directory tool is accessible to anyone in the company.
Well, how do we feel about that?
HR and PR are only there to protect the company, not the employee. So,
you know, I am looking deep within in my heart of hearts. Kevin, brother Kevin, Deacon Kevin.
Yes.
Given the subject matter of the article, the context around it, and everything else that we have all just been able to see and hear and witness, my question to you is, Do you happen to have like as far as the company, the corporation being like, oh, I can't believe you told about like you talked about us like this and let us know and let people know how many people got laid off and all this other stuff. Do you have any fucks in stock? I am fresh out for the quarter.
Hold on, hold on. I gotta go check my fucks jar. Hold on a second.
Because I was gonna say, you know, like mine are out on the fields of war. I don't know when they're returning. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Chat, feel free to also check if one
I
of
got
y'all
my
have some I could borrow. I would appreciate it so much.
Look, I
I
have it
found my
empty.
fucks jar and gee.
And low, like the fields of old, barren.
Nope.
It's empty.
Nope. Fucks is
The fucks
fucks
were
is empty.
cookies, but they're empty,
Mhm.
and they don't. I'm not gonna get any more until next Christmas.
I got
Oh wow.
one thing for two things for certain. My fucks to give
I have Christmas fucks.
have been lacking as of late.
I have Christmas fucks.
Running low,
Mm.
in short supply.
Mm-hmm. Short supply.
Short supply implies that there was a supply to begin with.
Yep. There is a freeze on fucks. I'm sorry. I may be able to scrounge up a dam if I had time, but I don't think I would be able to do that.
Speaking of an obstructionism,
Hold on for a moment before you get into that. I just want to address the chat. Yes, I did mean fucks for the quarter. I have the rest of the year at this moment is just a matter of providence and prayer, but the prognosis is not looking good for getting additional fucks for the rest of the year. So we're just trying to take it one quarter at a time.
Yep. You know, we first we have to, you know, we got to figure if the next quarter we're gonna have some.
You know, ever attempting to be the optimist, I am going to
really
hold out hope for the impossible, but I don't know. I don't know. It's not looking good.
wait, you the optimist? Look,
do y'all see how I'm being attacked on this show? Major laughed in my face, calling me an optimist, like for me saying, you know, there might be an optimist bone in my body.
I feel like, look, this tech can be used for good, and then you give me 20 reasons why it won't, and I'm like, fuck.
Like,
Yep.
me being an optimist don't mean I can't see. I wear glasses, Major.
But new tech, no.
It's like it's okay to be an optimism, but it's another thing when you see the thing literally being Skynet in front of your eyes, and you're like, how am I gonna be optimism about Skynet? How am I gonna be optimistic about Ed 209? Come on now.
I am an optimist in
Johnny
the same
Cash.
way that Yuna from Final Fantasy X is an optimist, and the real ones know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, y'all do y'all tag team is like Takal gets me in Discord and Sin gets me on the show, and it's like, fuck, I can't win. I can't fucking win, man.
Because you got to see it for all angles, always.
This is why I want to dismantle capitalism, so that way I can just see it for what it actually is. Like, please, let's just move all this bloat.
You know something?
The pure technology for what it is.
And like, you know, like, and for what it's worth, I want that for you.
Capitalism ruins everything, man.
It really do. It really do.
Because the way this could be a consumer utopia if it wasn't for capitalism. Being able to afford and buy everything that we want in many colors and many sizes and styles.
Or just to have our needs met. That way we don't want for anything.
Right. It is a really silly notion to think that the worst thing for capitalism is actual capitalists.
I mean,
people who want, that's the thing though, it's like people who want to buy the things and buy the things in different ways. Let's make it worse so they can buy it again. And it's like, we would buy it every year if you made it in a different color.
And one time we actually tried. Do y'all remember those Bondi blue iMacs?
Yeah. It's like, it's like we would buy it unquestioningly, unwaveringly, even if it wasn't even on sale, even if it was just at a decent price and had access and affordable and accessible. Matter of fact, it don't even have to be affordable. It just have to be accessible.
I mean, I would prefer the first option too, but
I mean, I would
we
always allow affordability, but damn it, they don't even make it accessible.
that's what I felt like. Affordability is a part of the accessibility question. So it's like, no, include that one too.
Right,
that makes it like more accessible.
It's there when it will make it accessible. Affordability is accessibility. This is true. But they won't. But then they won't put enough on the shelf to buy it at any price.
We had a whole generation of kids that grew up on frosted controllers and iMacs.
You know what? I'm just sitting here thinking about how many times on the show we have been like, we would really like to buy things from y'all, but then you keep doing things that force us to have to stand on business about not buying things from y'all because you keep doing things that make it impossible.
Sure would love to play South of Midnight.
Yep.
Wait, what happened with them?
Microsoft.
Microsoft Studio.
Xbox.
The Xbox Studio.
Yeah, Microsoft. Xbox.
But we keep switching between. Like you said, Microsoft, I say Xbox, we switch.
Yeah.
One of
Microsoft
those
Studios.
studios.
Pick one.
Yeah. Who knows what they're calling themselves today?
I don't know. But that's how it is. It's like, yeah, I would love to play this game, but this game is run by Ubisoft, and I don't want it. So they.
So yeah, going back to the obstructionism argument, the conversation, quote, we can't tolerate from each other's obstructionism, especially when we have a mission that is so meaningful, but also where the odds are stacked against us. Excuse me.
Wait, hold on. Who is this?
This is the CEO.
Of who?
Pinterest. We think we can beat those odds, but as a small purpose-driven player competing against the largest companies in the history of the world, the only way that we succeed is if we work together constructively with clarity and focus. No, Pinterest, please stop. Just no, you will never be Meta. You will never be Twitter. You will never.
No, let's just stop right there. Why do these people feel convinced that they are like here to like rescue people and save the world? We're the scrappy little underdog. You have been making millions of dollars for years and haven't paid anybody over there what they're worth. What are you talking about?
Because the wrong fucking nerds heard that the meek will inherit the earth. They took it too fucking hard, and now we have this bullshit.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them are still trying. A lot of them are still trying to adopt the old Zuckerberger like mindset, but then understanding that even Zuckerberger would not even adhere to Zuckerberger's mindset of like move fast and break things. It's like, Also, a lot of the shit that's on Pinterest is like AI based anyway. So it's like, why are you even saying all this?
Like you're saying you're competing against some of the largest companies in the world. You mean Midjourney?
Midjourney? Sora? ChatGPT? You know, like you're
the underdog against whom? I would love to know. Could you point them? Are they in attendance today?
You are competing.
Are they in the room with you? Oh yeah, they are. They're in different tabs.
Yeah, they're in different tabs. They're right over there. They're different lists. But yeah, that's what I was like. Like I've been on there, and it's like all the. I went on like Pinterest not too long ago, and it's like, oh my god, it's so full of slop, man. It's slop. Ugh. I smell stank in here.
I can't remember
what happened to the place I love.
I can't remember the last time I was on Pinterest.
What's the
Actually, no, the
problem?
last time I was on
Just
Pinterest
not
was
love.
when I was looking for ideas for this room 6 years
Yeah.
ago.
I'm like, that's why I used to go to look at like people's setups and battle stations, man. I was like, that was the place I went to get ideas, glean ideas, thought process. Now everything is AI slop, man.
My room will never switch because I don't know what to look at now. It'll just forever be this. Speaking of AI, Firefox.
Oh God. Okay.
Yep.
Here, let's add this to the managing mayhem category because you're gonna have to tell me what to use now. I heard Waterfox is over here.
I like Vivaldi. That's what I'm currently using.
Because guess who doesn't have to use because it's not like I have like here we're gonna have like a moment of transparency, but it's gonna make this make sense. Because I am among the jobant, as Takao would say, don't have to use Google Chrome for anything anymore. So now I just need to figure out what browser I'm going to use.
I use Vivaldi, mainly because it takes plugins from both Chrome and Firefox. But also
Okay.
it lacks a lot of the AI bullshit. It's come highly recommended.
Now, here's the question. Is it going to piss me off? And you know what I'm talking about. Is it going to piss me off?
I have not had those problems. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've gone through the LibreFox bullshit too. I have not had those problems.
Okay.
Firefox will soon offer a way to block all of its generative AI features. You know, the thing you didn't ask for.
Can we just talk very briefly about, funny enough, I have a utility rant related to this, but can we just discuss?
Thanks, Tycho. I was about to type that in there, but yes.
The amount of people, the amount of situations that I keep running into, or I'm just like, you caused that problem though. We're going to add a feature that's going to let you turn off. Who told you to turn it on? Step to the front of the room. The on button. Why did you push it?
Yeah, why is it like
Did you ask?
I do not understand why everything is fucking opt
Where
out.
was my form letter?
Why is everything fucking opt out? No, opt in. Let me turn it on.
Right.
So that was a thing. On
Okay,
a
that
side
wasn't
note,
my problem, but
I just moved away from the state. So hold on for a moment. Allow me to make an
yeah, my issue with LibreWolf was a password
Okay.
a password related issue or a session related issue where it's like I have to sign into things every fucking time. Which sure, again, security abound. If nothing's ever logged in all the time, then nobody will ever steal my sessions and do shit as me if they walked in behind me. But as the sole user of this computer, that's not a problem I worry about too much. Nobody has access to this machine except if it was on the internet. And again, if that's the problem, I have bigger problems.
I want to take this moment to talk about utilities in the state of North Carolina. I no longer live in that state, but I got a letter from there and I wanted to bring this up on the show. When it comes to corporations, companies, and other entities creating problems and then quote unquote solving problems that we didn't have to have. So y'all got a lot of snow up there recently. Mm-hmm. The weather was weathering. And I got a note from Duke And the note said, "Hey everybody, here are some hours for like we're gonna try to get through this, but we need everybody to do their part. And that means not being an undue burden on the electrical grid over here, you know." And I'm just like, "Oh, it's
Oh,
that triangle?
right,
Oh,
right.
okay, right,
Yeah.
okay." And they had these things of like some hours. Turn the temperature as low as you possibly can so it doesn't create a burden on the electrical grid to heat your home, and all of these other things about trying to minimize the use of electricity from from time to whatever time. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Do you mean in my home that has central heating and air and only has an electric stove and a microwave and the refrigerator and any other like electrical everything in this place, in this thing that you have built for whatever country, like county code or whatever you have for construction of apartments and things like that, you decided to then go, so I know that you're in a bit of a bind here, but we need you not to do that. You want me to have my house at 40 degrees?
Yeah. As
No,
someone,
absolutely not. I'm about to turn up everything to 90 degrees, and then y'all are going, and then I'm gonna go ahead and have you give me a discount for even sending me that email in the first place. Because why?
yeah, it's like as someone who has lived through, granted, just briefly, because we lost power several years ago. It's had to been over. Yeah, it's been over 10 years now. But as someone who had lost power and had to fucking live through no heat, oh hell no.
Absolutely.
Oh hell no. And especially when they were making those calls after I had been out in the streets prior to that in fucking sub-freezing temperatures. Oh hell no. It's ice out in the streets, but motherfucker, we're gonna melt the fucking ice in my house. Like it really baffles me where companies like, look, we'll like this is how you save money. Like, how about y'all stop sitting there trying to make a profit? Because what y'all gonna do is to charge me for shit anyway and still make that money. Like, this isn't helping. Yeah. Yeah, they about to build an AI data center in Apex.
And let's talk about that, because how did you fix your face to say, hey, we need to reduce our burden on the electric grid, but then build an entire structure to power the use of Chat GPT?
Right.
Silence in the courtroom. Evacuate the dance floor. I'm old.
Yeah, so I will keep people abreast on that Apex situation. That was brought to our attention, and we are obviously, because that's what we do, we mobilize.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of the people of the city or town of Apex to get out of whatever gold or silver encrusted bubble they're in and say, hey, you know what? Y'all don't want this shit. Please wake the fuck up. Because it's only going to get worse for the rest of us who don't live in fucking Apex. Anywho, back to browsers. Yes, as Sin said, like, these are solutions that are being created for problems we did not have to have. Excuse me, bless you. It does not make sense that they are like, and people are celebrating. Well, not, granted, they're probably not celebrating, like, the fact that, oh man, Mozilla, they put the controls in where we can turn this off, and like they wrote the blog post and look, we're doing the thing you asked us to do. Like, no, what we asked you to do was not do this.
Yes.
Like, just no. Please. Firefox was my home. After Google kicked me out, Firefox was my home. And they all pull this shit.
Yep.
Nah, like, I'm on Vivaldi on fucking everything. Like, I don't even use Firefox as the back. I still use Chrome as the backup browser because I still think that Chrome that YouTube is throttling connections when it comes to uploading YouTube videos. Yeah, when I realized that Firefox was able to meet my needs, I switched over to Firefox in a heartbeat, and it's been there for a while. After like, it was on Chrome for a bit, then was on Brave, and then was like, you know what, fucking Chrome ain't that bad. Went back to Chrome, and then realized, like, nope, I really gotta go. So Firefox became that home up until recently, and yeah, I've switched over to Vivaldi and been using Vivaldi for about 2 months now, and have not looked back.
Okay, so for those of you who are users of Vivaldi,
Yes.
like, how do we feel about it? Is it like when we say we use Vivaldi to the point of I absolutely uninstall Firefox right after that. This is doing what I needed to do.
Oh, I mean, it would be that. It would be that, but I tend to keep apps around. But if it wasn't for that, then yeah, it would have been like, I don't need Firefox. I'd delete it. But I will say that since I've rebuilt computers, like after reinstalling OSs, Firefox was not a browser I installed.
And I'm saying all of this because I'm saying all of this as a person who is in the middle of, on several levels, doing a little bit of an audit, let's say. I will say for at least the UI though, I'm kind of enjoying, so that's nice.
See, now Ruin, I'm gonna ask you, how many tabs did you have open and what was on those tabs? I didn't keep. Well, I'll take that back. I would say I would keep no more than 2 tabs open, but I would normally have 2 tabs. I have Mastodon running as a progressive web app. This was also a thing that sold me on Vivaldi, was the fact that I could run progressive web apps again, which is a thing you had to hack into Firefox, and I did not like it enough to keep it. So yeah, like,
What is it? What do you mean a progressive web app?
so like making a website, like a kind of a standalone app that runs through the browser. So like I've got the Mastodon advanced web UI as like, you know, like it looked like TweetDeck, but now it's its own app. I can pin it to the taskbar down here at the bottom. YouTube Music is also a progressive web app, so that way I can just launch YouTube Music as its own standalone app and run it without having to have the browser open, or the browser proper open. Just like if you use Gmail as your email client, you can save Gmail as a PWA. It's like, all right, I just want to open up my Gmail. You can just type in Gmail and it'll open up the Gmail web UI as its own app. If you use Discord in a browser, you can actually set up Discord to be like a PWA. So stuff like that. That's one of the things that did bring me over to Vivaldi, was the fact that I can use PWAs again, instead of having to have a third, like a different app that simulates progressive web apps. Vivaldi is available on mobile. Yes, it is. I use it there too. That I don't know. I do not know if mobile Vivaldi is better than Firefox Focus. I was using Safari on mobile until I switched over to Vivaldi, mainly so that I can share my tabs and stuff over. I mean, I could have done that with Firefox, but I very rarely use Firefox on mobile. And we have this Instagram post. I'm gonna try to get this started again. Sin, would you like to kind of introduce us to what's about to go down?
Hold on, let me make sure the coast is clear. Okay, I think it currently is. So here's the situation. Once again, OpenAI, the company that has built its entire empire in essence on taking just taking things from people without asking, without borrowing, without asking permission, without any form of consent from thousands of artists and authors and other people who just make knowledge available in whatever way. All of those people, OpenAI just went, we would like to claim ownership of that anything that you make or share through this platform. That's what we're going to do. And I think the idea was, if you make anything with the product that you monetize, they somehow want to consider themselves co-owners or co-creators of anything you make. And I'm just like, you want to do what? You want to run that back real quick? Much like the lady on the screen, I had a small bit of a meltdown, because what do you mean? Of like I'm sorry, was stealing from everyone without their consent, not making money for you. So now you're just like, oh, wait, we need a business model?
I mean, as Claude wants to point out, they're also putting ads in, which Claude is not doing. It's only going to be a matter of time before Perplexity does that shit. But
You know what that's honestly giving. You want to know what the cool thing is about Discord? It's not Skype. That's the advertising.
Yeah, that's really what that is. Or, Kamala's on platform. I'm not Trump.
And mind you, I think we're on year 2 now of OpenAI basically trying to use every legal wormhole they could possibly try to bring up as a case to try to get someone to pay them for this thing that they have not once paid a single other person for. Because what I would love to, didn't they at some point try to go, we want like copyrights and things, because you can't take things from our platform and use them in other places?
Yep.
Didn't they try to do that just last year?
I don't remember. I don't think that was that. I don't know. It was last. That might have been a 2-year-old thing. But I don't know what is time.
How do you? It's just the logic of, well, you can't just just because these things are freely shareable. What do you mean? We shouldn't have to pay money for that. It's freely available on the Internet of Things, and try to turn that into, but that's something that we want money for.
And I cackled.
I'm just saying, I got hot sauce in my bag, to quote a certain artist. I have hot sauce in my bag, and I am not afraid to bring it to their office.
And I cackled.
I feel like the only proper response to that is a collective fuck out of here.
Merge says, so not only did they steal all of our data, got millions and billions of tax breaks, charged for their service, now they want an Apple-style cut of anything made. Yes.
That's funny.
Get you coming in, get you coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's the neurovirus.
Try to hit you with that smooth 30%. And I'm like, I don't think you know how this works.
Who's ready for some gaming news?
Yes.
More AI news instead. Actually, it's for games too, but generative AI has zero part in GTA 6 despite widespread use across Take-Two. CEO Strauss Zelnick might be a fan of AI, but he's promised it hasn't been used to create GTA 6. This is coming from GameSpot. As I think I mentioned this to Call when he had commented on this. I'm inclined to believe them in most of it. I'm more inclined to believe them than not. At least for this game. Because they developed this shit way out there. And I feel like they were developing this game before the advent of generative AI. So a lot of their assets, a lot of the stuff that they were creating for this game was made prior to that. And to introduce that now, this late in the game, would only make things worse.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not to say that anything that comes after, like any DLC, whatever GTA Online bullshit comes out after that, has generative AI. But I will say, I would at least say like the base game of GTA 6 probably does not have any.
Mm-hmm.
Submerge says about let's go back to Sphinx. So they stole everything from folks that wasn't nailed down and put it on their platform. Then they are trying to say they can have a piece of whatever is put on their platform. I feel like a lot of the emotion is because like they got caught. If we're going back to OpenAI's bullshit, a lot of this movement is because they got caught and are having to go back and pay not only legal fees but licensing fees. And because all this is happening, so well, shit. Now we have to justify all this money not only for all these fees we've acquired or accrued, but because we keep building data centers for shit that has not materialized.
Yes.
Mergel says what's worse is that the only way they can continue to compete is by integrating it into your tooling so they can get more of your data and how you use it. People are supplying them with what they need and get no compensation for it.
Yeah.
Like again, it baffles me when people are talking about, oh, we got to reform the system. We got to put guardrails up. No.
The time for guardrails was passed. This got to go.
Dismantle.
The guardrail was not doing it.
Yeah. The guardrail was ankle high.
Like where we were when we were getting AI to detect cancer cells, that's about where we should have stopped at.
Yeah.
Like that was it. Like the fact that we had enough to go around for that shit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And all we had to do was just continue iterating on that.
Yeah.
I mean, even with DeepSeek, whatever the fuck they're doing, like to use Kev's favorite line from probably his not favorite movie, they built it in a cave with a box of scraps.
Oh no! I love the first Iron Man.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like I say, that's how it was. It was like they got it out of the mud, and made it twice as powerful for half the calories. Like, yeah.
But no, we keep chasing a dream. People's fucking livelihoods or future livelihoods because their 401ks are probably being invested in this shit. On top of also, the prison industrial complex.
Yeah.
Which made me really sad. And it's like, damn, I really should call Charles Schwab one day. It's like, yo, we need to talk.
Yeah. Plus, the thing that kind of chaps me a little bit is when not so much if, but when this thing pops, because there's no sustainability. It's like everybody is passing around the same $20 in hopes that they can get that $20 back. But what happened? But what I feel like is what's going to happen to the rotting husks that will be those data centers.
Prisons.
I would say either more, not so much prisons, but more or less just big huge repositories of data. big swirling, whirling dervishes of just pure data.
Now they're going to take away all of our computers and say, nope, you have to use our virtual computers. And they'll just like, well, now you have no choice but to put your data in there.
And then it's like, it's cloud then. Then it becomes cloud state data.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they own that data. They will own that data. It's like, we got, so you have no choice but to use Windows Cloud OS.
Yeah.
You can only play your games on Luna.
Because they got to get that link back.
So it's like everything you do, the games you play, the word processing you do, all that shit's in the cloud. They have your data. You don't have to worry about your data is being transferred anywhere. Like, it's just already on their servers.
Yep. So eat away.
Again, this is why you dismantle the system, not try to reform the system.
Because you can't reform what's already broken.
Oh, it's not broken. It's working as intended.
That's right. No, I still said what I said. No, I meant that. Your legacy, yeah. It's not a feature. It's a bug.
In news in which AI is making games, Google's Project Genie experiments allow creating interactive worlds with generative AI. This is from GamingOnLinux. At the end of January, Google revealed Project Genie, their new experiment to have generative AI create explorable interactive worlds. So instead of you making models, textures, and writing code, the idea is that you write a prompt and it's all generated for you. Wait, what is The Verge hiding? Or what is my browser hiding from me?
I'm gonna say, like, what is The Verge hiding? Probably a lot. Probably a good bit.
I keep hitting the wrong extension on my browser.
Good bit.
Fine, disable the trackers. Let me see what... Shit, damn. It must be shit on Twitter. It has to be.
Yeah.
Because it is wild that it is not showing me anything. I'm having to turn fucking everything off on this browser. And still not. I have... You know what? Let's just put this through a privacy browser. Damn, am I blocking this at the fucking pie hole level? The fuck is going on?
Man, you said, you know what? No ads. Ain't none of this. None of this.
Like, I really want to know what the hell's on this damn webpage.
You're like, damn, what did they put on this webpage? And my pie hole says no. It's that.
Oh, come on, Archive OS. What do we?
It's that thing when when you click on something and like you block this. It's like, nah, fam, I don't think you want this. And I'm like, but that's what I buy stuff from. What? Nah, you don't want that, Chief. You think you want it, but you don't want it.
Really want it? What the hell, bro?
Like, damn, what was that?
Like, I really do wish I knew how I could get this thing to show, but I honestly do not know at all. I'm gonna try a different browser altogether. Maybe Chrome could come through. Boy, this pot. Y'all need to get a pothole. For real. This is wild.
Cause it's basically saying it's blocking all that stuff. It's like actually, no.
Wait, oh wait, I think no, because then that wouldn't happen on Google. That wouldn't happen on Chrome if it was a plugin. Shit. Anywho, well, here's an AI generated image of Breath of the Wild.
Yikes!
So now there are two links.
Really, is 2 links. It'd be funny if they had like, if it was like Breath link and then like Tears link. So it was like Breath with no shirt on, but then Tears with like the arm.
Okay,
With
at
the
least
Zonai arm.
all right, so at least he's running in this one. So this is from Blue Sky.
I don't like this. Ooh, I don't like this. And somehow it runs like an actual Switch.
Oh, what happened to Link's face?
That. I don't like that.
Ah!
I don't like that at all. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Oh, at least you have unlimited stamina.
What nonsense are you doing here?
Oh no, it's draining. It is slowly draining.
Slowly draining me.
So, a Verge reporter made a whole bunch of fake Nintendo games using the Genie thing, but
yeah, I'm like, oh, trust me, I know Nintendo is like revving up them lawyers right now, being like, cease and desist.
But yeah, there are videos like this on
cease and desist?
on the Verge's website. Unfortunately, I cannot show you any of them for reasons TM. Which but here's Google's introduction to it. Excuse me. You can create your own worlds now with Project Genie.
Nope.
Wow, it will generate a Shiba Inu for you with realistic asshole.
The way I don't like this.
You can even put yourself in the game.
When it comes to that recommendation, don't.
Do it. Yes and no for me, dog. I like that we watch that and then we see like a little Andor.
So there's a reason for that.
I
There's
mean,
a
I know
reason for
why.
that.
I know. I know.
It's been an interesting few days for me on YouTube. Found one creator and just been watching all of their videos
Yeah.
because they're so good.
I've been there. I know it. I know it. I know what's up.
So just check out SWFT on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. In more AI tomfoolery related news, the Steam Machine.
Yes.
And all related products that were announced late last year have been their announcement. The more information has been kind of held back, been withheld from us because the prices of things have changed so dramatically. Valve does not know what to tell you about how much it's gonna cost.
Mm-hmm. And that's wild to me.
Earlier this month, and this is from GameSpot, excuse me. Earlier this month, AMD CEO Dr. Lisa Su said that Valve was on track to release its Steam Machine in the early part of 2026. That could still happen, but Valve has now confirmed that Steam Machine, Steam Frame, and Steam Controller have all been delayed.
Yeah.
In a post on Steam, Valve notes that it had originally planned to release pricing and launch dates for all three products by now. Those plans were scuttled because of the memory and storage shortages you've likely heard about. The company reiterated that it still plans to release these products in the first half of this year, but it hasn't been able to land on concrete pricing and launch dates that we can confidently announce. Sphinx, I would say no, because like again, you've got so many memory companies getting out of the consumer market because AI data centers are buying up all the RAM. And because the same chips are used for SSD storage.
Yep.
Now you got storage manufacturers also backing out because it's too expensive to make storage.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make those price. It's kind of hard to announce a price for a thing without again, it's as much as sure, companies don't really need to make a profit, like a lot of profit.
No.
The fact that not every company.
Are you gonna have to dip into your I kind of don't want to be the apologist bag, but I'm about to have to be that just a little bit to make this point?
Yeah, I am.
Go ahead.
Take a breath. Take a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Again, socialism is not against companies. It's about seizing the means of production. That does mean that companies can exist, and that, hey, if they do want to make some money, some level of profit, or I don't know, not spend a shit ton of money and then lose way more money than they would gain, that kind of makes sense. If it financially is not viable for that company to make that product, it makes sense not to make it. I would rather them just not do it than price themselves into a corner to where Valve no longer exists and we no longer have Steam. Then what the fuck are we going to do about PC games? But don't answer that because I know answers.
Mm-hmm.
Or we get this incredibly high price thing that will then drag Steam, where gamers will drag Steam to filth. Yeah. I would just rather them just not do it. Say, fuck AI. AI caused us not to do it. And then keep throwing heaps of trash on that trash fire.
That's my thought process.
Just don't do it and blame AI.
Because that was the whole thing. What I was really coming to terms with is if it's hard for you to be able to afford the products or the components that you would need to do the things, why not just say, hey, let's not just build the things. Let's just be like, hey guys, AI sucks. We can't afford, AI is sucking up all the components that we need to make sure you have this. But I would rather have a hard time finding a thing than paying way more for that thing. And I know I might be alone in that thinking, but I would not. But the way that I wouldn't pay for it is if it was more expensive for me to pay for it. You know.
Yeah.
So with me talking about the Nintendo Switch, or whether it's a Nintendo Switch or a Steam machine, I would rather not buy. I would rather it not come out, or they run out of or they run out of it, or they're not making any more of it, to me buying something that's like woefully expensive. Because that's kind of where I am with like storage. It's like, yeah, this storage is like, I need a 4 terabyte SSD, and the SSD that I see that's 4 terabyte is like $600.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the one that I was looking at and was like looking at like in September, it's not $600, and I refuse to do that. And I would say I will uninstall games first, or put everything on chunky drive and play games by case to case manner before I even entertain the option of spending any form of money for something that's overpriced, that is going to go down in prices, or there's going to be a cheaper alternative coming out down the pipe. I'd rather wait. And so with Steam Machine, I would rather wait.
Like Merch says here's like, people need to see what AI is costing them. Don't sugarcoat the issue, and I absolutely agree.
Exactly. And I think Steam is one of those companies that could easily put its foot down and say, you know what, guys, this is all AI's fault.
I mean, and even like saying with like Sen and I were talking about this earlier before the show, and how we were seeing the same trend in two different places. Like he saw it on LinkedIn, I saw it on Facebook, where people were like, hey, ask ChatGPT to make a picture of you based off of all the information, what it thinks you look like or what it thinks you do. And it's like,
oh, I hate those.
Y'all think that shit's fucking cute. But
right.
Again, you're poisoning the water, you're poisoning the fucking air, you're making things way more expensive. You're justifying this shit that is making life hell for us.
Right. And that in and of itself, because nobody takes the understanding of what this is doing for the environment, and what it's doing it for people of color who live next to these data centers that have to.
But what gets me is that when people were rightfully called out on it on Facebook, because I could tell they were.
Yeah.
I didn't see posts today talking about, man, how dare y'all ruin our fun time with this cool technology? Like, it's all fun and games until, y'all choking on spit because ain't no water to drink.
Yeah.
I really hope that picture will quench your thirst. I hope it was worth it then.
Yep. Because I am of a as a community that is like not so much like dealing with like water issues or whatever, but it's like we basically are like at any moment feel like that the water could literally go out if necessary. If that water bill goes up at least another 20 cents, it's like pandemonium in the street. Like that's a level.
Y'all gonna be drinking Dasani now?
Yeah. Them fridges gonna be full of Aquafina, and they're gonna wonder what happened.
But yeah, we will revisit AMD CEO Dr. Lisa Su in a bit.
Yeah.
Because I've got more bad AI news for you guys. I mean, bad relative, but again, another casualty. NVIDIA's delays shipping gaming chips amid memory chip shortages. So,
I mean,
hope you like them 50 series cards and 30 series, because the 30 series is going to come back.
Yeah, 30 series is coming back, which is funny to me. Because I was just thinking about that today. Like, it's like that old nanometer is going to come back.
This is coming from GameSpot. According to the information, NVIDIA is pushing the release of its new graphics cards this year to meet the demands for AI processors. Two people the information spoke to said that as the company delays its new GPUs, the plan is to leverage its limited memory chip supply to keep up with calls for more AI data centers alongside delaying its new GPUs. The sources said that NVIDIA will reduce production of its GeForce RTX 50 series GPUs due to memory chip shortages.
Which they caused. They caused that.
Although NVIDIA is poised to delay its new GPU and reduce production on its latest GPU, the GeForce RTX 50 series debuted in January 2025, the company said on January 5th that it'll revive older GPUs to combat the ongoing chip shortage. Namely, the company is reportedly planning to bring back the discontinued GeForce RTX 3060 GPUs, which debuted in February 2021 as a budget-friendly option while suppliers figure out how to deal with the chip scarcity. We have a solution. Stop feeding the AI beast.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Like, you're basically saying you're bringing back a 2-generation old card, and that's your fault. That's you. You're doing this. Jensen, you're doing this.
Did I?
It's your fault. That's like you saying, guys, I spent my rent money on cheap Gunpla kits and Takis.
But it's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna be fine.
But it's gonna work and it's gonna be fine. But in the meantime, I'm going to be selling hot dogs uncooked outside of my backyard. Like, brother, what? What do you mean? This is your fault. You did this.
Okay, I'm gonna try to be the optimist on this one though, right?
No.
I'm gonna try. Just watch me. What if, because of this whole situation, that developers start targeting the 3060 graphics card as the main PCU platform? Which means that any card that is stronger than it will actually play these games very well. And we could just have a golden era of PC games again.
It feels like
they're not pushing it to sell new cards. Shut up, Tiger.
That feels like Demolition Man, where the only restaurant that won the restaurant awards was Taco Bell.
Shut up, Taco. Shut up. Don't ruin this for me.
What's the cow's name?
That's not going to happen.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
But
because
what if what if though?
Okay. Well, you know something. Let's go on ahead and take that little thought for a test drive. What if, right?
What if though?
It would have been fine if they just made out 12 gig. If they made 12 gig like 3060s, which again I wouldn't recommend. But if they did.
But what if we just make games that 3060 is the highest graphics card you need? We know graphics cards are hard enough to come by. We'll just make them to spec the 3060s.
Yeah, if you're playing Sandrock. If you're playing My Time in Sandrock, or I'll have to look at my Steam Deck.
I feel like the best game you can get on a PS5 could play on a 3060.
That's not an issue. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, what we need more than that?
Like, but see that's the point though. Like, optimization, like they want the eye melting, face melting shenanigans. I'm all for the idea of proper PC optimization or letting games run on, legacy hardware. I'm down to clown for that. But I don't think they're going to do it right in the AAA space. More or less,
they need to talk to Bungie.
Space, sure.
Talk to Bungie. Bungie's figured it out, or we'll see in March.
That's Bungie. And again, we'll see in March.
Marathon runs on a potato.
Right.
What you say?
Marathon will run on a potato.
What did
I
you
mean,
say
we'll see
about
tomorrow.
Bungie?
But Johnny,
Not y'all coming for
Like-
Bungie Khalifa?
No,
Mhm.
I'm not
Now-
coming for Bungie like that. I said, look, Marathon will play on a potato according to Bungie. I'm
Right.
just saying. That game,
I mean-
is, people can hate on that game all they want. I think that game looks phenomenal. It looks fantastic. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
Games can look like fucking Marathon and play on potatoes. What are we doing?
I mean, like I say, I come from the indie space, and I see what the indie space has done. And I don't want to bring it up again, but the indie space has been making their stuff out in a cave with a box of scratch for a long time.
Here we go.
Yeah, I brought it back. Full circle, baby.
Come on, man.
But I'm saying,
Come on,
like,
MacGyver.
I see what the indie space can do with less. I can see that. And I understand that. But I don't think, insert AAA title, like, I don't think insert AAA is going to say, yeah, let's optimize it so that 3060s can run on it. Like, we see what happened and how long it took for Wilds to get right. And Wilds finally got right. But
That don't make any sense because it's running on the RE engine, and we can see that the RE engine will run on the Switch at 60 FPS.
Right, but then it still ran bad.
No, what I'm saying is,
but it
like,
still ran bad.
we've seen today. We saw Pragmata
Oh yeah, Pragmata looks great on the Switch.
and
too.
RE9 running on the Switch too at 60
they both-
FPS.
And
So
they both look
why
good, but
can't
did
Wilds do? Yeah, it's like,
not
why ain't Wilds doing that?
Like I said, that's what I'm saying. Like, the RE engine again is made out of a cave.
But
With a box of
Wilds.
scrap.
But Wilds.
But
What
Wilds-
happened?
But
What happened?
But why? But Wilds, why?
What happened?
What happened, bro?
Also, we want to throw shade at Unreal Engine 5. I'm just saying, Expedition 33 is right there.
Right.
About 40 people in Unreal Engine 5 made 2025's Game of the Year.
I say 40 people made this in a cafe with a box of baguettes.
Thank you.
Like, how did? Like, in what world could y'all not have made any of that work a little bit? Come on now.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Look, there are reasons why we could have good looking games on lower spec hardware.
Right.
The RE engine's in right there. Well developed games on Unreal Engine 5 are right there.
Hey, it's possible. Hell, decent enough games in Unity can run well. What are we doing? Good job.
So again,
What are we doing?
I'm making the argument that maybe
Yeah,
this GPU crunch can give us more performant games. If anything, it'll give developers more time with the hardware. They're not having to chase specs.
Right.
I'm just saying, maybe there's a silver lining.
It sucks,
It's that thing but maybe.
It's that thing in, like, Silicon Valley. I think it was like the first or second season where it was like, what if you took, it was like the whole thing where, like the VC capital, like the VC funding, and it's like, what if you to take less money? And then the guy was like, well, I mean, we'd have better performance targets. We wouldn't have, as much crunch. We could probably take our time with a lot of things. And then him realizing in real time, like, him taking the most money and taking less taking less money was better for him. And it's just him cursing in the restaurant. Like, fuck. It's like, yeah, sometimes it's like, what if you just, took time to optimize your games and not have to worry about arbitrary targets and actually take the time and say, yeah.
Look, before Sven lost his mind, he laid the blueprint out.
Yeah. He did. Until until he and then he forgot that I can't be just talking to people without a publicist. Like me being too accessible to these people was not the best thing I needed to do. Maybe I needed to have a wall in front of, like maybe I shouldn't talk to as many of these people without running it through my publicist first. But I mean, this is the same man that walked on stage with a literal suit of armor. So, he's a whimsical guy.
I mean, it was a whole dev team that dressed in striped shirts.
Yeah.
And red berets. So, I mean.
Right. Yeah. Like, I know these people do not have the quote unquote media training that you would think that they would need to have when they're just a bunch of whimsical people.
I'm sorry, Sven's been
make
CEO
games
for a minute. That's no excuse for him.
Yeah, Sven knew better.
The Sandfall, look, they only just gotten out of Ubisoft.
Yeah, they were like, Kepler just pulled them out off the shelf.
Speaking of corporate structures and shit.
Yeah.
GameStop.
Oh boy.
GameStop employees forced to ditch their Zelda tees and Goku button downs. This is coming from Polygon. Management is asking retail staff to put away their loud gaming t-shirts.
Damn. Also, this got the walls?
Huh?
I'm looking at this dude and I'm like, oh, that's sad. Wait, is that Scott the Was?
I don't know who that is, but
yeah, basically one of them old grandfather YouTubers. Yeah. Yeah.
Just a few days in, the appeal restrictions are I'm sorry. Let's go back. GameStop workers are about to go full on corporate thanks to a newly imposed dress code that limits what employees can wear. Just a few days in, the appeal restrictions are already causing friction for employees.
Oh, that's.
The dress code, which was enacted at the start of February, differs depending on the status of the worker. Full-time employees need to wear a collared shirt or blouses or polos with small logos. Excuse me. Part-time employees are expected to do the same, but have a little bit more leeway. They're also allowed to wear a solid red or black t-shirt. Everyone is allowed to wear anything with GameStop branding or shirts provided by vendors. According to a worker who says they were present at a recent company-wide meeting, GameStop did not give guidance on pants. GameStop workers who favor khaki-colored cargo pants can rest easy for now, but they'll likely have to hang up the requisite green The Legend of Zelda shirts that complete the de facto gamer uniform.
Oh, there's a creator that I love, and I love her. I cannot think of her thing, but she dresses up in the most whimsical costumes that I've ever seen in my life. Black, and also but I would be, and she does work at GameStop, and I'm like, man, I could not deal if I seen her if I walked to a GameStop and seen her in that GameStop. I would float away.
Merge says I only buy my physical games from a guy in a suit.
Yeah, said no one ever.
Does this mean I have to dress up like I'm going to a bank, like I'm applying for a loan?
No, I told you the other day. I remember to tell you. I don't know if I remarked. No, I don't know if I remarked the story about I went to the GameStop and bought a copy of like Final Fantasy 12 when that was big and PlayStation game was on, and then found a steel book for it, and then opened the steel book to see if they had the manual in it and the game was in it, and I went to the counter and the late girl was dressed up like, and the girl had like a Jack Skellington sweater on. Like, come on now.
Days are gone.
Days are gone. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, yep. Another reason why GameStop sucks, y'all.
What's rankling employee? I've never heard of the word rankling, but
I have.
What's rankling employees about this change is the timing, supply, and messaging. For many, the change feels abrupt and has left people scrambling to comply. Workers claim the GameStop is not providing any shirts for employees, which means an extra expense they weren't expecting. One employee vented on the GameStop subreddit, quote, "I have exactly one item that fits that description. I am now going to have to spend at least $100, probably more, on clothes when I don't even make that much." End quote. GameStop does sell branded polos, but workers are balking at the $32 price tag. At the moment, the GameStop Gear employee show has only women's polos available and only in sizes XL and larger. Workers' dismay at the changes is only heightened by the recent news of CEO Ryan Cohen's potential $35 billion payday. GameStop did not respond to a request for comment on this story. So yes, you could buy this polo from GameStop. It comes in extra large, double XL, and quadruple XL. Not sure where all the other sizes went. Oh, but there is a men's. But you can't buy it. It's not for sale.
It's not for sale.
They don't have any.
They said
Well,
no.
yikes.
Oh, you pre-order polos. Wait. Those dates seem weird, but okay. Yep, yep. Can't buy polo. Can't buy men's polo. Oh, and there's only 2 extra large shirts. Women's polo shirts. 1 double XL. And of course, if you're bigger, you have to pay extra money. And there's 1 4XL shirt for $38. I wish I could go into a GameStop and buy clothes that fit me. But look, if you need dress socks, you can get some dress socks. They're $22. But yeah, this shit is fucking wild. All right, so finally I have some good news on the labor front.
Okay.
See, Ruin, I got good news. I got good news for you. Blizzard's QA team has finally words. Blizzard's quality assurance workers finally have a union contract. I'm just going to read it. I'm just going to read the title. This is coming from a gadget. The agreement includes guardrails around AI in the workplace and guaranteed pay increases. Almost 3 years after starting the bargaining process with Microsoft, quality assurance workers at 2 Blizzard locations have ratified a union contract. The agreement covers 60 workers at Blizzard Albany and Blizzard Austin. The agreement includes guaranteed pay increases across the 3 years of the contract, assurances that workers will be given fair credits and recognition on games that ship, discrimination-free disability accommodations, restrictions on crunch, i.e. mandatory overtime, and, quote, protections to immigrant workers from unfair discipline and loss of seniority while streamlining legal verification, end quote. Stronger rules around the use of AI are included in the contract as well. Words are hard, Merge. Blizzard Albany.
I think the only thing I can say about that so far is I love this for them. I really do.
Blizzard Albany quality analyst Brock Davis said in a statement, quote, "At a time when layoffs are hitting our industry hard, today is another big step in building a better future for video game workers at every level. For quality assurance tests, this contract provides us wages to live on, increased job security benefits, and guardrails around artificial intelligence in the workplace. Again, this is what happens when you organize. Your managers ain't gonna look out for you. You have to look out for yourselves. You have to organize, get together, and sit there and fight together. Thankfully, no one will say they were restructuring for the last couple of years here. Oh, just so you know, Major's House, we're going under a restructuring. I'm gonna have to let everybody on Tech Talk Thursdays go. This is your last show. No, okay. Here comes the bad news on the labor front, though. Ubisoft fires 13-year Assassin's Creed veteran just days after suspending him for speaking out against the company's return to office mandate. This is from Games Radar. Ubisoft announced a massive shakeup in January, which, among other things, forces employees to spend 5 days a week in the office. Why don't you just say it's just return to office, just all fucking week? One Ubisoft developer, a 13-year Assassin's Creed veteran, David McCall-Crump, was publicly critical of the publisher's decision. He's now been fired. McCall-Crump said in a LinkedIn post last week, quote, "So Ubisoft want to bring back 5 days in the office because they believe in collaboration, but come on, we're not completely stupid. We very well know why you want to go back to 5 days in the office." Spoiler alert, it's not about efficiency or collaboration. And he provided a link to a video, which we've said a myriad of times on this show, that of course return to office mandates are made as a way to kind of lay off people without laying off people. Because let's see how many people are really dependent on staying at home.
Mm-hmm.
A few days later, McCall-Crump said he was handed a 3-day unpaid disciplinary suspension in relation to his earlier comments. Now he's been fired altogether. Quote, "Today I was terminated by Ubisoft effective immediately. This was not my decision. I won't be discussing internal details or circumstances." End quote. Ubisoft gave a statement to Kotaku saying, quote, "Sharing feedback or opinions respectfully does not lead to a dismissal. We have a clear code of conduct that outlines our shared expectations for working together safely and respectfully, which employees review and sign each year. When that is breached, our established procedures apply, including an escalation of measures depending on the nature, severity, and repetition of the breach." End quote. I'm really curious. What did he say that warranted any of this?
Probably nothing.
I'll make sure. Did I miss something?
Nah.
I know I skipped and jumped around, but I feel like he has a right, just like anybody else, to sit there and be critical of the company that he works for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see, so it's on LinkedIn. Oh, of course, I have to probably sign in because I'm curious. Oh, so he's in Canada. Would really like to know what the legal options are for him in Canada.
Probably better than here, I could probably say.
And probably not as good as France.
Yep.
He said something untoward about my mother, and no, I will not be showing you evidence of this.
Mm-hmm. He said he said some things we did not like, and we will not discuss it any further.
All right. That was some bitter news. I do have some good news again. This is the good news I actually did promise you, Ruin. The Super Mario Gospel Medley defeated Cynthia Erivo for a Grammy. 8-Bit Big Band nabbed its second Grammy Award for Best Arrangement, Instrumental, or A Cappella. This is from GameSpot. The arrangement titled Super Mario Praise Break beat out Wicked star Cynthia. Yes. Cynthia Erivo, saxophonist Remy LeBeouf, and the brass quartet the Westerlies for the award. The medley includes lively takes on the Super Mario Brothers theme, Bob-omb Battlefield from Super Mario 64, Gusty Garden Galaxy from Super Mario Galaxy, and the athletic theme from Super Mario World.
Yes. Love that.
So what I'm going to do just I'm going to share that link with y'all so that way y'all can take a listen. Yeah. It is really good. It is really good.
It is very good.
Very good.
And especially when you brought up Galaxy. Which I cannot wait to get crack this one open. Yes, ma'am.
I have Wonder on the way.
Oh, I liked Wonder.
It finally showed up on sale, so I ordered it, and it's on the way.
Did you get on Woot?
I did. I was trying to avoid saying where I got it from.
You know what? This is where I also got it from.
Amazon strikes again.
Yeah, one thing Amazon's gonna do is gonna make it very hard to not.
Yeah. And more Nintendo news. The Nintendo Switch Online adds 2 more classic games to the game, classic Game Boy games, including one developed by Game Freak. Which was Yoshi. Yoshi was developed by Game Freak.
Yes.
And the second game is Balloon Kid.
Yeah.
So if you have the NSO, Game Boy Classics are now available for you to play.
I do. And I might.
Bling. And last but not least in Nintendo news, the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase was today.
Yes.
We've discussed Resident Evil, Pragmata, both coming to Switch. But let's go through the list here. Orbitals. Kev.
Yeah.
What if I told you we can't play Orbitals?
A word?
Because they have game share.
Oh, no, it's not that.
Why won't it happen?
Because I don't know how that's gonna work out, Chief. Two things for certain. Nintendo is not really known for its really stable netcode. Just saying.
You're right. Kev, why couldn't you live closer to me? We can just like play in the same room together.
I mean, that would be great, but the way my budget is, but not budgeting, not possible.
Like when I saw there's a look, it's got game share, and like they showed a Switch 2 and a Nintendo Switch. I'm like, we can definitely do this. But yet again, the optimism was there for somebody to smash it back down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Kev, I have a solution. No, you don't.
You know. We will wait for a PC game until that comes out. Table that for another occasion.
Paranormal Site was also announced or released. It will be releasing in a couple weeks.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that this is kind of in the vein of like a high res DS game, and I'm like, I cannot see it now.
Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters
Mm-hmm.
coming out in 2026.
Good game. If you into this, yeah, good game.
Tokyo Scramble coming out next week, February 11th.
I've heard it would call the Dino Crisis We Got at Home.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, I do not like the controls for multiplayer with that.
Yeah, because it's like shared.
Everybody
like,
can control a part of the body. You're like, nope.
Nope, I don't like that. So one person can control the camera, another person can control like the app, the notifications. I don't like that.
So wait a minute. By that logic, we could all play a 4-part and get merging here to just be whatever part of the body is required for playing a trumpet.
But it's Nintendo's net code. I don't think that's gonna work out well for us.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
I think it also has game share, and it's like we run into the same problem.
Yeah, like I say, I'm not saying that isn't a possibility, but I'm saying Nintendo does not have a track record of having the most stable netcode. So, your mileage will definitely vary.
Valheim is coming to Switch 2.
Yep.
This year.
I mean that's cool because Valheim should be on all the things. But be prepared to play a survival game that looks like it was smeared with both mayonnaise and Vaseline.
Hollow Knight Switch 2 edition should be available right now. And you have the Switch version, it's a free upgrade.
Yeah. Which is cool. Shout out to Team Cherry.
This
You
enhanced.
do love somebody being like, hey, it's free.
This enhanced version. And it's enhanced again down here.
With enhanced visuals and improved frame ropes.
So yeah, go check out the enhanced version of Hollow Knight 2 of Hollow Knight. eFootball Kickoff, which is a spin-off of, I guess, the actual eFootball series, is coming to the Switch.
Yeah, it's like eFootball is based on another
PES.
It's basically like a
Pro Evolution.
Yeah, Pro Evolution. Yeah. So, also I think maybe Winning 11.
Actually, it might be Winning 11.
I think it is Winning 11.
It might be Winning 11.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Winning 11.
I forgot Winning 11 existed.
Yeah.
Also, you can play in a tournament that happens every 4 years.
Huzzah! I mean, again, if you really like football, aka soccer, I think this is to you. I'm not gonna yuck nobody's yum, but it's like, yeah, for you.
But no, look, you can play in the World Tournament every 4 years.
Yep.
The World Tournament. What's it called? World Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have another name, like what it's. No, it's called the World Tournament. Damn it!
Yeah.
Nothing else exists.
Kind of like how they have this major event coming up this weekend, revolving around nocturnal birds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know?
Punch was served. Nothing amounted.
Yep.
The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales.
I think this is gonna be my June. I think this is gonna be my June game because I'm very. I like the look of it. I'm just waiting for a demo for a demo to tell. But I really do like. It's starting to grow on me every time I watch it.
Super Bomberman Collection.
Maybe you like Bomberman. I mean, if you like Bomberman, it got the Bombermans, including Bombermans that were not in North America. So if you were hankering to play unknown Bombermans or unreleased Bombermans, you could do so.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will be coming out on June 3rd.
Which is good. You know, give Switch 2 owners a chance to play the misadventures of Cloud and Cloud and the gang.
Pragmata releasing on April 24th, and a demo is available today. I am definitely gonna check that out. I'm gonna see how this plays on the Switch 2.
Yeah, keep us posted.
If you would like to know what I thought about Pragmata when I played on the PC, you can check YouTube, youtube.com/MajorLinux. Or have a Major Offline featuring Pragmata. We are in the and you can now play it on Switch 2 era, huh? How about it? I don't know. I would be in. Do I do it? I might do it. I might just.
But you gonna pick up Pragmata on Switch 2?
No. I'm picking that up on PC. Shut your mouth.
Okay. Hey. I'm just saying.
What I was suggesting, however, was to actually record content of me playing Pragmata on the Switch 2 through the demo.
I mean, that's how you do it.
Turok Origins coming in autumn 2026. I was looking down at something and then I looked up to see what was on the screen, and Turok Legends looks like a game that is featured on SVU as a video game that was being played in the background.
Yes.
This just
right. That's what I was remarking. That's what I was remarking of when we were playing Risk of Rain 2, because it was like it just really just feels like those games are for people who are familiar with video games but do not know what video games are. Technically, this is what they would assume that kids would be playing.
it's
just Native American representation of hunting monsters.
Kyoto Xanadu, which their whole thing was like, what if the capital of Japan was in Kyoto and not Tokyo?
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, I mean, part of it, like, well, I mean, I suppose it is a difference, but I mean, historically, that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm. It was there, but then they moved it.
So what if we never moved it?
Yeah, what if we just left the first capital, and never changed it? And you'll notice the same sounds are in both of those words.
Yeah. What if New York or Philadelphia was still the capital of the United States?
Well, it would be New York. I don't think Philly was the capital, or was ever in contention. I think it was New York, and then they moved it to DC to placate the Southerners.
Yeah.
Digimon Story Time Stranger. Coming out July 10th. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok.
That's a mouthful.
July 9th.
I've always wanted to check out Grand Blue, but never got around to it.
Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. Comes out on March 13th, and there is a demo available now.
There's also a demo on Steam, so I am currently downloading that as well.
And your save data will carry over.
Mm-hmm. Like my save data is going to carry over when I play Dragon Quest 7.
Arcade Archives 2 new titles, and console archives. So Rave Racer is coming on February 26th, and console archives including Doraemon, Sonic Wings Special, and more. First wave games will include Cool Borders and Ninja Gaiden 2: The Dark Sword of Chaos, which will be available later today.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim EX is coming out March 3rd.
Glad about that.
There was a sizzle reel of stuff, including Disney Dreamlight Valley. Looks like some PGA, some wrestling.
Yep.
Some other stuff I can't tell from here. Another Eden Begins, Reanimal. Okay, I think this was in the sizzle reel.
Yeah, these were sizzle reel.
Reanimal, WWE 2K26, Star Trek Voyager, Across the Unknown, Disney Dreamlight Valley, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, PGA Tour 2K25, Concept Begins, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, Goat Simulator 3, Shadow Tactics, Blades of the Shogun, Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition, and then, of course, Resident Evil Requiem coming to the Switch 2 on February 27th, along with Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8, all dropping the same day.
So you basically you can catch up with all of the misadventures of Ethan Winters.
All of the RE Engine Resident Evils.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And of course, the show ended with Todd Howard showing up saying, "Hey, we've bought some Bethesda games over."
Good.
Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered.
Which is like, if you're Bethesda, those are like the 3 games you really should bring over.
And there you have it.
Yep, that's it for the Partner Direct. In more gaming releases, Civ 7 has arrived on Apple Arcade. It plays like booty butt cheeks on my M4 MacBook Air.
Not booty butt cheeks.
It's not.
I'm
great.
like, child. Yeah, if it's playing like booty cheeks on your M4.
It's the Air with passive cooling. So it will throttle and just not sustain shit after a while.
Yeah. I can only imagine it's not going to play on my 9th gen iPad, so I'm not even going to bother.
I would like to know if their like iPad OS and iOS version is different, to where like, oh, on my iPad Pro, my M4 iPad Pro, oh, it played like, oh, you can just do shit, like things move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing. One thing. I'm an old school Civer.
Let me.
But one thing, two things are certain. You don't play a Civ the year a Civ comes out, or 2 years, or a year or so a Civ comes out. You gotta wait for a Civ. You gotta wait for that Civ to like settle.
All right, so Civ 7 is already installed on my iPad, so we're gonna find out right now.
About to find out.
I wonder if it does work. I wonder if it will work on my Mac Studio. That at least has more cores and more RAM in it, and is actively cooled.
Gonna need to wait.
Ooh, that cutscene was not looking great.
Release. Yep. Yeah, exactly, Rowan. You like to say you got to wait for at least 2 or 3. You got to wait till at least 1 or 2 good DLC drops first. That's when it gets good. Wait for the Game of the Year version to come out. That's when you play it.
All right.
I think a lot of folks don't like the leader, the Civ changes crosshair. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think. So. Yeah,
I think that's one of their big fixes. They're supposed to be ushering in with their big update that's coming out soon.
Yeah. So that's, but like I say, that's you have to wait and check with the community first before you play it. Before you play a new Civ, and then you play Civ 7, you love on it, and then you go back to playing 6, 5, and 6 like everybody else does. Because that flavor in 5 and 6 has been baked in.
Okay, I mean, it seems like it's performing a little bit better on the iPad.
Okay.
Like I'm wondering if like they tune it down based on the device, and I should probably go check the settings on my MacBook and see like can I turn some of the stuff down to make it perform a little bit better. Also, I have a beef with Civ 7 because they list the stages of communism backwards.
Yeah, I seen that post.
It was like communism, and I forget what the middle stage was, and then it's socialism. I said, no, it's the other way. It's the other way. Socialism first, then we go to communism. God damn it. Ain't nobody gonna listen to me. I did tag Civ though. I debated on whether or not I was gonna do this. You know what? No, I'm just gonna be that dude. So, well, actually, this is wrong. I told you we'd be back to Lisa Su. AMD, which was confirmed last year to be in a strategic multi-year partnership with Xbox to build its next generation consoles, has hinted that a new Xbox Xbox home console could launch as early as 2027. This is coming from GameSpot. I'm sorry, the Civ article was from Mac Rumors. As part of AMD's quarterly earnings call, CEO Lisa Su revealed that an Xbox console launch could be coming up sooner than expected. Quote, the development of Microsoft's next-gen Xbox featuring AMD semi-custom SoC is progressing well to support a launch in 2027. The statement doesn't confirm that a new Xbox will release in 2027, but it shows that at least AMD's side of the partnership will be ready should Microsoft opt for a 2027 release date. Honestly, I think Microsoft should just focus on other things. Just let it go. Let the dream die. I know this is going to hurt a lot of Xbox fans, but just let it go.
Yes.
In Morse, well, I don't know if he's a CEO. I think, well, actually, no, he might be. Oh, I'm sorry, Vice President and General Manager. This is coming from Eurogamer. Epic Games Store boss says promising. Oh, sorry. The launch quote. The launcher sucks. Let's call it what it is. Quote in quote. Epic Games Store boss says promising a year of big improvements to speed, new quote forum type social features, and more. Steve Allison acknowledges some people will always say fuck Epic as focus finally shifts to player experience. Quote, we have a lot of things we need to fix. We have needed to fix them for years, but we've been really focused on developer tooling and all the things we do there. But last year, we finally started to point more of our resources towards player experience stuff, all the things that our players have needed, wanted, and all critics rightfully take us to task on. We got a lot of stuff out the door last year, and this year is going to be probably the best year for that stuff on the big rocks. And the big rocks are, the launcher sucks. Let's call it what it is. It's really slow. It makes calls to our backend services to refresh every time you click around, and depending on your connection, you'll have to wait a couple of seconds, and that just doesn't feel good, especially when people are comparing and contrasting and dual using one that doesn't do that. End quote.
Yeah.
I mean, Epic leadership will do what Epic leadership does, and will just say whatever the fuck is on their mind.
Yep.
At least they admitted it.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like, they did launch gift, like, I think it's game gifting, if I'm not mistaken, last year, like just in time for Christmas. I'm not sure what else they had put in that launcher since then. Like, I was using it mainly for Fortnite until we stopped playing it, and then launched it only recently to play that game that we will never play again, or we will not talk about. Even though I keep sharing the videos.
We're just not playing it again. Yeah. Even though we're just not playing it again.
No. But yeah, it seems like they're trying to make it a little bit faster, a little bit more snappier. They're bringing in some social features and stuff like that. So, hey, we'll see it when it gets here. But yeah, right now, again, Steam holds that crown.
Oh yeah. I'm only using Epic. I'm only using Epic Game Launcher, put in free games. Like that's what it is. Like, and a lot of the Prime games are free. Like a lot of the Prime games are free. There's free games. You know, free games are in the giveaway. So that's basically. I think I've only paid for maybe one game, and that was Ooblets. But yeah, I just be playing for the free games, yeah. So that's pretty much what I'm using. And again, when was the only thing that was keeping it open was like Ooblets and Fortnite, and then we stopped playing Fortnite, so it was like, yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Do want to remind folks, hey, free games out this week on Epic. Botany Manor,
which I do like.
Free.
I played that on the past games, and I had a good time with it.
What is Botany Manor for those who do not know, including myself?
Botany Manor is like a puzzle game / walking simulator where you are a botanist. You're basically a lady botanist that comes home to like tie up the affairs of her home in order to then go back and run errands, but you tie up the affairs of the house by growing different specific flowers. And how you do that is flowers will have like different attributes that need certain conditions for them to grow, and you basically it's like you growing flowers and you're solving puzzles to then grow the flowers, thus fulfilling a book, basically a manual about, basically like a textbook manual. And every time you fill up a specific amount, you get an entry into a textbook. And I'm not gonna spoil the ending, but the ending is kind of cute. But I definitely recommend it. It's one of those games that you can kind of play on the low. I think you can finish it in within a couple settings. They're not long. It's not a long game. I have it on Steam because I got it with that Wholesome Games Direct bundle, and then of course I got it free through Epic, so I definitely recommend it though.
Also, I know there's one game that you know what? I might swap it. We could talk about the PlayStation Store downloads, but I don't want to do that. I want to talk about this one.
Yeah.
Horizon Hunters Gathering. A 3-player tactical co-op game that looks a bit like Dauntless, and this is coming from Eurogamer. Yeah, so they announced this today, right? I don't think I saw this yesterday. Coming out for it's a co-op game coming out for PC and PS5. Maybe later this year. I mean, they're putting out a playtest, and there were people playing the game in the video. Nice little cell shaded gameplay. Multiple characters seem like multiple like hero characters. They're gonna announce new characters as you go along. There's a story apparently, which they did promise that look, we're not gonna give up making story games. I'm loving the Archer dude because he really looks like fucking the samurai from Afro Samurai.
Mm-hmm.
That brother look like he got soul.
Mm-hmm. He's super bad.
Oh yeah, so apparently they're only showing like the 3 characters that are available during the playtest.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this dude, man. I just saw that. Just okay, you know I'm here.
Yep. It was like, hey, hey guys, I'm here. It was like Aloy and gosh, forgot his name.
Yeah, I can't think of his name to save my life either.
I'm gonna look it up because it's going to bother me. That's from.
I wanted to say Varl, but said no, that's the black guy.
Yeah, Varl is the black guy. I'm really looking at Varl right now because Varl's up there. Horizon characters. Because it's going to bother me unless I look this up now. But yeah, I think I seen him, and it was also him and Aloy. But yeah, it's dope. It's dope to see more games coming out in the Horizon lore.
Old dude looking like fucking Junkrat and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's nice to see this. Like, it's a different art style, different take on it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Errand.
And last bit of news before we get up out of here. Games Done Quick's Back to Black 2026 event kicks off today.
Right now. It is running currently.
It's right now.
It's right now. I'm popping up in the tab right now. See who's on.
I clicked the link and I think no, this isn't the stream for that.
Yeah, it says
Currently,
always.
it's Chris One doing it looks like Whisper Mountain Outbreak.
Yes.
Oh, there we go, Twitch.
Currently, they have raised $8,615. I'm sure they'll get that. I'm sure they'll get the 10K before, probably, by tomorrow. So.
Which we love to see.
We love to see that.
This
And I
is
believe I was hearing a voice that we've all heard before. We are the lovely, the talented, pleasantly twisted.
Yes.
currently on commentary.
Yes. Twisted on commentary is always funny because it's either wonderfully insightful to absolute utter guffaws. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like utter cackles. Like yeah. So like I say, it's always a combination of delightful, insightful commentary with extreme cackles.
So yeah, definitely go check them out. They'll be live, I think they said, for 4 days.
They're running from now until midnight on Sunday.
This article is courtesy of Engadget, so definitely go check them out. Go help them raise some funds if you have the means to do so.
So we got just as a fun fact, this is one of a couple of events that they do as part of like a larger thing that they do for Black speedrunners that is properly named Black in a Flash. They have events for this month, and they also have a Juneteenth event. It's great. It's a wonderful time.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And then you're just like, all of these melanated speedrunners just be out here playing all of these games I have never heard of. I remember like watching a speedrun of them playing like Monkey Ball. It was so fun.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Twitch, get out of here. Vivaldi and Vivaldi's already beefing with Twitch. It's great.
Well, all
I got
right.
him with pop up that said, "Are you sure you don't want to? Are you sure you don't want to run those ads?" And I'm like, "I sure don't."
And don't.
Well, all right, gentlemen, that's it for the news. What you got going on this week?
Tim, would you like to go first?
Sure. You know, we're doing the things. So hopefully, doing a couple of recording projects, and then we're going to try to do the things with the people. And I am enjoying the weeds of fun employment. If y'all would like to hear those stories, today's story is looking at statements of work and being like, who did you expect to do this? Because it's not me. We're gonna have fun with that. And then next week, well, next week there are secrets and surprises. I will be talking with the boys about that later, and they can tell you about that next week.
Oh, next week? I don't think. Wait, hold on. Is that next week or the week after? Oh, it's the week after. Okay.
Wait, what happens the week after?
There's no show.
Oh,
But next week there is a show.
oh wow!
Yeah. Indeed.
That show is in 2 weeks.
Yep. Indeed. I crunched the numbers. I looked at the calendar. I'm like, yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a show that day. Yeah. Unless Major want to do a little something with Forspoken.
I will probably be streaming them all. Okay. All right. Look. So, because I was reading something on a Discord server while we were here, I have to pause for a second. I got those videos to work on the Verge. It was the pie hole.
Uh-huh. The pie hole was like, no, it worked as intended.
No.
So Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
Look at him go in this world that looks like a fucking Cybertruck.
Ew.
Yeah.
Who's doing a thing in a Cybertruck?
Why it looks stank? It stank.
How you can't go in the castle?
Mm-hmm. So that's in the next iteration.
Oh, I can't even do shadows right.
It's I know a Nintendo lawyer being like, "Ooh, I've been waiting for this. Ooh, I've been waiting for this." Rub up those legal briefs, Mr. Krabs.
All right, here's Metroid Prime.
Oh God, no! Oh no! Oh no!
Major,
Oh,
what are you
no.
tormenting these people with?
Oh no! No!
Look at the gun. Why does it just have the muzzle flashes permanently there? All All right, and then yeah, we've already seen Zelda, and this is more. I think this is more of Google's own work here.
Ew, brother. Ew. What's that? What's that, brother? Wait, what's going on with that track?
Yeah, something's not right here.
Yeah, I don't know. No. Nah.
Like I feel like it's generating the track before we could see. Yo, what? No, what's going on? Did you forget what track was already there, Google? Because look, now what is happening? Yo, it looks way different. Wait a sec. Hold. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to point this out. This is bothering me. Now, when you go up this ramp here and come down this little loop, you're supposed to go to the left, right? Why is it this video has the car coming back this way? Also, where was the track that was over here? Okay, what do you have going on? I'm upset.
No.
No, nobody's got something going on. No, nobody.
Oh no, I already said all the things I had going on.
Well, that's why I asked.
Same.
Also,
It's my turn because
also before you go, what is that in the top left corner?
What?
Like or above your okay? Because I was like, what is that? I'm sorry, not to call you out, but like, what is that?
Oh, it's one of those like popper things.
Okay.
It's like one of those like popping things. Like I got a couple of them from like Munchkin's birthday party once, and so they were like, "Here, have one," and I'm like, "I'm an old man. I don't need this." Like, but it was like they were giving them away, and I just said that's fine. I took one and I just hung it up on. It's hanging over. See, it's hanging over like thing. So yeah. Yeah, so that's what that is. What am I doing? Yeah. So what am I doing? So what am I doing this? What am I doing this week? So, staying warm because it has been unseasonably cold, and by unseasonably cold, I mean actually becoming winter. Because Georgia has a bad habit of not being winter when it's winter. So this is the first time in a long time that it's actually being winter. So, also, probably taking some time to play some Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I'm debating on if I want to start fresh and play from the beginning, but I did record the VOD, so I'll just watch what I'll do is I'll just watch the VOD and have the VOD playing in the background and watch that and catch up from where I left off. Also playing Monster Hunter Stories 3 sometime over the weekend. Figure out if I want that. Not on March because I'm not buying anything after. I'm probably not going to buy anything for a while to save up for Tomodachi Life that comes out in April. What else? Basically just hanging in and figuring out birthday plans, and by birthday plans I mean getting some takeout and bringing my ass back to the house and eating and maybe doing a stream later. Because right now I just don't feel like being out. I don't feel like being out and being perceived by everybody and just resting. I'm eating good Chinese food and cream cake, and that's it. And also figure out time to play this beauty because I have been looking forward to this one. And and the 12-hour stream though. Yeah, I gotta get that. I gotta get a day for that together because I said I was gonna do that either the birthday week or the maybe the next week or the birthday week. I'm thinking about the birthday week since I'm not really going out now, but I'm not gonna be in but out. So yeah. Yeah. So that's probably gonna be my probably what I got going on is just getting ready for the birthday and playing some really good video games. And oh yeah, I wrote the article. Got my article out. And yeah, that's about it.
Let's see on my end. Hey, if you haven't noticed, I've been streaming again.
Yeah, you have. And I've been lurking.
So yes, I've like I said, I was gonna play Forspoken for Black History Month because black film character, a lot of melanin in that game, a lot of strong women in that game. Boy, if there was like a game that incel gamers would hate was put into Google's Genie and Forspoken was spit out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been telling people, the combat in that game is fun as shit. The traversal of that game, not so much. And the writing in that game, not great. Not great.
Mm-hmm.
But still, just the look of the game and the characters that are in it still is enough. It was like, yeah, I want to see this through.
Yeah.
They did kind of tug on my strings because they definitely set up a Rue from Hunger Games type of moment, and I'm like, why did we do this? You knew exactly how I was gonna feel. But yeah, now that that's been resolved, I'm interested to kind of see how the rest of the game goes. Like last part, I beat the first, I guess, boss, the first main boss. So I have some theories as to what's going to happen after I do all of that, but we'll see. Hoping to finish it by the end of the month, so I can maybe move on to some other games and continue the streaming bit. So yeah, definitely check those out. Those are in the Major Linux show archives. I also released the first episode or the first part of the RV Streaming Yet collab recording I did with members of the Switch Black Guild. So you can catch part 1 on YouTube as well and the new Major Collabs playlist. And provided nothing happens, which by the way, no calls today. But provided everything kind of goes well, tomorrow Kevin and I will be playing some Walk of Life on our respective channels. I might even build that as a major collab now because I now have that playlist. Outside of that, because I'm on call, it's pretty much just me chilling at home for the next couple of weeks. Planning to do some education stuff around Black History Month with the party. So hopefully I have some more information on that. See what we can get together. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I got. I've done it. I've crossed the threshold into streaming again, and hopefully this will stick.
I think it will.
I did not stream last night because I tried something new in my new pastime on trying to become calm and
Ye-
relaxed, and it worked,
Mhm.
but in an interesting way. um let's just say that I don't think I liked the taste of key lime. Mixing it in something else did not help the situation, but I think to further my experiment, when I'm done with on call, I might just shotgun the rest of it just straight to see if it does the thing I think it'll do.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe look around for flavors that I might enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hopefully, like, so I don't think I'm gonna, like, I know I started the streams on Sunday. I do not think that I am going to stream on weekends unless, like, I just have time and nothing else better to do. I do kind of want to keep these to kind of weekday things because barely things are happening for me during the weekdays now, except for the show. And it gives me time to kind of catch up on some editing stuff because I know there's, again, the RV There Yet project that I have put off for several weeks that I need to kind of kick back up again so I can get the rest of that stuff out. But yeah, that's all I've got. So I'm not going to hold anybody here any longer. Thank you all for coming out for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for February 5th, 2026. Of course, on behalf of Cinziak, on behalf of Kevin, and on behalf of the GOAT, Idios and Anka, aka Idios and Partner. Being your host, Marcus, Major Linux Summers, twitch.tv, Major Linux. And of course, all I have to say to you wonderful people is no one is going to save. I'm sorry, wait. You all could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream, or you could have been reading the tech and gaming news yourself, but you said, no, thank you. Who's going to fill us in on all this AI that we should avoid? And for that, I said, thank you. I'm glad we are your trusted source for every place you should avoid because of AI. And on that note, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is no one is going to save us but ourselves. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And as always, I love you. Peace. How?
Honda forever.